Good afternoon, everyone. So participants have joined and we shall be initiating the day 4 of this International Faculty Development Program organized by the Department of Information Technology and Engineering, DITE, Amity University in Tashkent, Uzbekistan. This is day 4, session 1. Today we have 2 sessions. One will start now, and at 4 we shall start with session number 2. So we are going to wait for 2 more minutes for all the participants to join, and then we shall initiate the session 1. Yes, so we are getting all the participants into the session. Session 1 is going to be delivered by Dr. Anand Nair, who's in Vietnam right now, and we are thankful to him for joining us in this international FDP. This session 1 is going to focus on a very interesting and quite insightful segment of technology development and the modern world, where we are going to see this development, and he's going to put a great insightful introduction of it for all of us. So all the participants are joining. We wish to inform all the participants. We shall be putting attendance and feedback links twice for session 1 once, and then again for session 2. So you are requested to be attentive about it. Question answers will be placed at the end of every session. So Q&A can be used for it. However, your comments, your feedback, observations that you put in the chat are also being noted, and we also share the same with our resource persons. So we are just waiting for the participants to join, and then we shall initiate the session 1. So everyone, welcome to this International Faculty Development Program organized by Amity University in Tashkent. We welcome you all on day 4, session 1, which is with Dr. Anand Nair. He is professor in graduate school, vice chairman, research, director, IoT and Intelligent Systems Lab. He is in School of Computer Science, Due Tan University, Vietnam, and he will be speaking on 6G wireless communication. We take this opportunity to welcome him and also wish to introduce him to all of us. Dr. Anand Nair received his PhD, Computer Science in 2017 in the area of wireless sensor networks, swarm intelligence, and network simulation. He is currently working in the School of Computer Science, Due Tan University, Vietnam, as a professor, scientist, vice chairman, research, and director, IoT and Intelligent System Lab. A certified professional with 125 plus professional certificates, he has published more than 140 plus research papers in various high quality impact factor and indexed journals, 70 plus papers in international conferences, indexed with Springer, IEEE and ACM Digital Library, 40 plus book chapters with citations reaching 7810, which is 7,800 plus. He carries the H index 45 and I index 160. He has 18 Australian patents, 4 German patents, 2 Japanese patents, 11 Indian design utility patents, 1 USA patent, 3 Indian copyrights, and 2 Canadian copyrights to his credit. Awarded with 38 awards for teaching and research. He is listed in the top 2% scientists as per Stanford University, reports in 2020, 21, and 22. At present, he is acting as editor-in-chief of IGI Global as well, USA, journal titled International Journal of Smart Vehicles and Smart Transportation, IJSVST. Dr. Anand, we welcome you. And the profile is not just this much. We do have a bigger profile, and we are really happy and delighted to have you among us. We invite you to kindly deliver your session to all the participants in the FDP. Thank you very much, sir. We welcome you.
Thank you, first of all, Mr. Praveen Kumar, for such an enlightenment introduction. So before I start, my profound thanks to Dr. Seema Rawat, who was constantly in touch with me. And thank you so much, ma'am, for shifting the lecture, because at that moment of time, I was busy with my lecture, and even there was some government meeting which I have to attend. And I thank the management of Amity University, Tashkent, Uzbekistan. It's a real honor for me to be part of the FDP program, whose relevance is quite, you can say, very, very important and significant for today. And I can say, ladies and gentlemen, today, everything is shifting towards AI. We all know about ChatGPT. We all know about the AI tools. And even as a YouTuber, I must say that at one time, the time that I take to develop my videos take about 3 to 6 hours. And now with the help of artificial intelligence, I don't have to learn video editing. I don't have to learn photo editing. I even don't have to write a research paper. Everything works with magic. So today, everybody, we all know about communications. we talk about Wi-Fi, WiMAX, 4G, 5G. We are talking about autonomous vehicles. But have you ever understood that this type of Gs is very significant for us? We are all moving towards the next level of communications. We are all moving towards and high demanding areas like Industry 5.0, cyber physical systems. We are talking of sustainable and mega cities of the future. We are talking of streaming 8K and 4K on our smartphones. Today, we are all talking about playing HD games or 4K games using our Xbox and even our PlayStation Pass on our smartphones. So all this requires a huge bandwidth. So ladies and gentlemen, today I will be talking about one of the future generations, which I believe that like a quantum computer, many people say that this quantum computer would be a reality by 2030. I believe that in the next 5 years are very crucial, especially when we talk of smart cities, transportation, of course, the flying vehicles, but everything cannot be possible without a solid communication network. So today's, ladies and gentlemen, network is called 3G or 4G, or even some cities in India. Vietnam is 5G today. I'm using iPhone and I'm using 5G connectivity. I will be telling you more about 5G because I'm working with the government. I'm the vice director for all the antennas for the Da Nang city, where we have to install some of the antennas. We have already installed 11 antennas and we are planning to install 10 more antennas by the end of 2023 and the beginning of 2024. But our focus in our lab is 6G. So recently, I'm very happy to inform you that my university was so collaborative and cooperative that we have even purchased one equipment of 6G in January, which I will be showing you in a couple of minutes. And plus, there is a surprise over here. So this is a project surprise, which I will be sharing with you because you can see that the box is still sealed. And I will be showing you this box and what the research that we are going to plan in few moments of time after we complete our lectures. So stay tuned. I will be telling you some live hardware, some live technologies that we have in our lab. Okay. And I will be also telling you what projects you can do in terms of communications for your MTech and for your PhD. So it will be not only a lecture that can be oriented towards 6G, but it will be a great lecture for your motivation and of course some research problems that you can understand that you can take today. Because today, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to tell you that even top transaction journals, Q1 journals, Springer journals, Elsevier, whatever the name you want to take. So if you are publishing your publications with 5G, 6G, with blockchain, of course, with Industry 5.0, smart cities, these publications are quite easy to be cleared. I'm saying you quite easy, which means that the review results will be encouraging and you don't have to wait for a long time of 5 to 6 months. Even let me tell you, we have submitted one paper of 6G in IEEE as a big review paper of around 55 pages. We got the first review comments in just 34 days. So you can see that these type of publications are very easy to clear. But let me tell you, in the end of the lecture, I will be telling you some of the areas which you can do as your MTech and PhD. And no doubt, don't worry, you can even do some of the research in open source and even some of the commercial downloaded simulators, which I will be also telling you some of the websites at the later of this lecture. So let me share my screen first of all, and then we will be talking about the lecture. So everybody, I have distributed the lecture in various presentations and I will be giving you the presentation one by one. Okay. So everybody, the most important thing in today's lecture will be communications beyond the thinking. Beyond the thinking. I'm not talking of a city where only million people or billion people live. I'm talking about a country where billions of people live, and 6G is going to be the future, which is going to play a crucial role in order to signify in terms of spatial, terrestrial, and of course, everything. So let me introduce myself, everybody. You can see some of my photos on the left-hand side. It is the photo of the Google I/O event. Last year, I scored the best lecture award. And recently in January, considering my expertise of teaching research, I became the first foreigner to be given the National Medal for Research by the government of Vietnam. And this is the LoRaWAN communication. And now, ladies and gentlemen, this is a surprise which I have not opened in my box yet. So I'm doing some secret project, which I will not be telling you much, but I'm telling you that this is only 30% that we have already designed. Now we are adding up 6G communications with some of the hardware, which I will be showing you later in this slide. So these are some of the innovations that you can see. A smart robot that we have already implemented at the Da Nang International Airport. So if you come to Da Nang City, you can interact with this robot like you go to Korea. I was in Korea about 10 days back. And in Incheon Airport, even this type of robot was there. But my robot has better features than the Korean robot. And this is the smart owl that we have designed. You just place this owl on your smart home and it will be able to synchronize with your AC, with your cooking devices, even with your smart appliances, everything. And even it can tell you about the temperature, humidity level, and even it can also tell you any intruder alert. So this is one of the drone that we have designed. And right now, this drone is actually used by the government of Vietnam for smart agriculture monitoring. So for precision agriculture, these type of drones are very important. And this drone is not using cloud computing. We have designed this drone using edge computing. So this is some of the summary of my expertise. You can see that right now I'm crossing 9,000 plus citations on Google Scholar with H index of 50 and I index 172. And I'm member of 1,000 plus conferences across the world. And this is where you can see more than 250 invited talks, certified drone pilot, top 2% scientist, and even recently in just 15 days back, I got indexed into research.com. You can open research.com. You can go to top scientist of computer science and you can click on Vietnam. I'm number 2 right now. And in the world now, I'm acting as the top 1,000 and even one of the top scientists in IoT and sensors as per Scoopus. I'm having 10 inventions, 100 patents, and 6 copyrights till now that is activated with 40 plus awards. So now everybody, this is one of the glimpse of my office and some of the computers that you can see. And we have the state-of-the-art systems using Intel, NVIDIA, and AMD. And we are all using RTX 4090 graphics cards. And we are having 64 GB of RAM considering AI, ML, and wireless communication research. And this is the drones lab that we have recently started in month of October 2022. And we are researching on design of our 3 types of drones. One is the FPV, second is the RF with GoPro, and the third is the drone that is specially designed for agriculture monitoring. And let me tell you, all of these drones have almost autonomous capability and it is designed using NVIDIA Jetson Nano. If you want to see, you just tell me, I will show you my drone and even the Jetson Nano at the end of this lecture. And recently we were able to fit the FPV drone Hero GoPro 10 and we are able to capture 5.3K of video about 350 feet above the ground. So with the drone, our footage was even better than 4K video. Now, everybody, considering the equipment of 6G, you can see our university is top one of the best in Asia that is having the 6G active equipment with 6G National Instruments NF wave transceiver system with VDI radio heads. This is one of the best equipment that you can see, and this is from National Instruments. This is the best equipment that is used for testing 6G, and this equipment is costing more than, I'm not telling you the exact price because it is a secret, but it is costing more than $65,000. So you can invest that in order to invest into research of 6G, it is not cheap. It is very expensive. Now, everybody can ask me one question that, sir, if we want to do simulations of 6G, what is the option for us? So let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, we have 3 options. I'm going to give you commercial option also. If you can go for QualNet simulator, it is a paid simulator, but in QualNet, you can go for 6G. Second, you can go to any torrents website and you can download the 2023 A version of MATLAB. And in that MATLAB, we have the 6G emulation. So I don't say that MATLAB cannot be downloaded, but you can download it with the crack, but it is okay. But you can have the 6G in MATLAB, but you have to put lots of assumptions. The third, which is again, you can say both open source as well as commercial. This is called LabSat 3. So you can open this website and you can download the product demo and you can start your research, and only modulation layer as well as the wireless communication layer can be modeled. So you don't think that this is a complete simulator. This is only for modulations. So if you want to go for a live 6G based test bed for smart city, you need to go for QualNet, and you can go for a live 6G emulator, which I have already shown you over here. Okay, so everybody, you can see that the speed over here, it is not about Gbps. The speed that we have tested right now on 6G, it is 18 terabytes per second. I repeat again, 18 terabytes per second. So you can say that we have the best state-of-the-art lab, which is activated in our university for 6G. So everybody, let's start with the lecture now. So I will be telling you about the 6G goals, the roadmap to 2030, which is very important, architectural aspects, networking and connectivity. And I have already told to you that we cannot work in all layers of 6G. It is not possible. Because of that equipment and one simulator, we are only working on the modulations. Okay, so which means that we are working on advanced MIMO and plus one more modulation, which I will be telling you later in the next second or third slide with the power of artificial intelligence. And after that, I will be telling you some research challenges which you can take. And as a researcher, let me tell you, don't say that, sir, 6G research is very difficult. No, it is not difficult. But the only thing is you need to have a good control over wireless communications. So if you know in MATLAB how to use the MIMO tools, how you can use the OFDM emulations and other things, modulations, you can make your own Simulink model, then making the 6G model is not very much difficult. So this is the word of 6G, everybody. This is called 2030, the push from technological advancements. And you can see that 6G is encouraging. It is the only network till now, not even 5G, that is encouraging generic hardware and even open source. So you will be stunned to know that even if you download any simulator, that simulator can even be open source, that can be even free, but for limited time, but you can even pay the full version also. We are having good connectivity with cloud, edge computing, the internet evolution, and of course with automation. But the most important thing for 6G is that we are having security. Very important. Second, 6G is made for sustainability. Third, we are using massive artificial intelligence. So if you ask me that, sir, what is the change between 5G and 6G? No doubt there is a change between modulation, the frequency, the range, everything is there. But the biggest breakthrough is that the security is to the next level. And the highest breakthrough is that AI is now the part of 6G. So you can say, if you are learning about AI in wireless communications, 6G is known as the center forward research for AI in wireless communications, which I will be also discussing in one of the presentation. And last but not the least, everybody, the future generations are really extreme. Imagine your time when you are only streaming the songs from Spotify, or you are using YouTube with only 720p. Now I'm using iPhone, and even iPhone 15 is coming. In that iPhone 15, we can even stream 4K and 8K. Even I want to play 4K games that is on the cloud using Xbox. So the streaming, even the Netflix today, even if you go to Hotstar, the requirements for streaming is very, very big. Even you want to stream, go live on YouTube, even you want to go live on Instagram, there is a big haul. You want to go for autonomous vehicles, you want to go for precision agriculture, the drones, the smart city network, the complete convergence communication network. It is having the biggest requirement for 6G. So everybody, you can see that we started in 1980 with voice calling, and 1990 was the year when even my father has purchased the Spice, the telecom communication, and you will be stunned to know, I have seen my father, he just used to send one SMS, 3 SMSs a day to his business partner, and that SMSs used to cost him 30 rupees. One SMS, even I have seen 10 rupees, but when I was doing my engineering, my MTech, and even I've seen Airtel was giving me 30 rupees message pack in which I can send 1800 messages. Even have seen this time, internet, that has improved from CDMA to 3G, that is up to 2 Mbps. 2010, Internet of Things, we talk of connectivity, 100 Mbps. 2020, we have seen massive gain in IoE, but let me tell you, from 2025 to 2030, we will only see the beginning of the new era, that is 6G. So let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, for 6G, we need new spectrum. It is made for top demanding technologies like robotics, for banking, for fintech, for blockchain, for government monitoring, for agriculture. Name the things that requires a massive connectivity of sensors or the devices with live data analytics using AI and putting it on the cloud. You need to have the better connectivity. And of course, we need the cell-less network, which is a good communication network, energy efficiency. And above all, everybody say this is going to be the part of 6G that is known as AI. But let me tell you, AI has lots of forms, but we don't say that AI will be like machine learning or deep learning. Right now, we are only using ML. But I believe, as a scientist, I believe that AI with 6G will go to explainable AI or with advanced neural network models, because we are seeing lots of changes in AI, especially with neural network learning. Chat GPT is all in front of us. So in terms of 6G, everybody, 5G is no doubt the strongest technology, but 6G is required in order to meet many network demands. So these are the demands, everybody. You can see high reliability, high capacity, high efficiency, and low latency. These are the capacity. So you can say that we are moving towards the era where everybody is going to be connected. Now imagine, everybody, today even only internet is required, is only used by 43% of the planet. 43%. Imagine if I launch 5G and 6G in rural areas, imagine the data we can generate in 1 minute. Imagine the number of photos upload, imagine the number of YouTube video uploads, imagine the new era of data that we will see. It will be a huge explosion of data. And of course, we require a complete integration. At one time, it was a land, sea, underwater, space, but we want to integrate. The future is integration. So we want to have a robust network, like a peer-to-peer mesh communication network that is integrating from the earth to the moon and even beyond the stars. We want a large range of applications like AR and VR, telepresence, autonomous connectivity, and of course, the nano internet of things. This all massive things can only be possible not with 4G, not with 5G, but only with 6G. So this is one of the area that you must see, everybody, and this is where you can do your research. You can see, everybody, that 5G actually started from 2017, and right now we are sitting here. That is known as 5G SEVO. That is known as an advanced version of 5G plus, when we are integrating VoLTE as well as LTE. But now, ladies and gentlemen, we are improving the gigahertz spectrum. Maybe next year we can improve the spectrum with more than 500 gigahertz. But 6G, everybody, this is the era that we believe, I don't say this is going to be corrected, but we believe that we have the era of 6G starting from 2027. And let me tell you, I have already told you that I don't say about deep learning, but right now what we are using in our equipments, what we have seen in our research papers, we are only using machine learning. So these are some of the architectural improvements that you can see in terms of use cases. We require seamless mobility, ubiquitous 3D coverage, energy efficient network communications. We need to design novel sensing communication. And these are some of the use cases that you can see. So right now, if we talk of the modern hospitals, when we talk of robotic surgeries, telepresence, AR and VR, we are talking about the next level of metaverse. We are talking about connected smart cities, autonomous vehicles, and drones. So this can only be possible with a distributed intelligence at end-to-end points that is only given with 6G networking. And this is one of the architecture that you can see, everybody, from the left-hand side to the right-hand side. So imagine it is undersea, it is different. Terrestrial communication, that is known as the ground communications. Aerial network, which we call as a drones, and the space network, what we call as a space communication satellites. Whether it is a LEO, GEO, or MEO, it depends. But let me tell you, when we talk of 6G, we talk of the broadband connectivity. We talk of the autonomous connectivity. When the drone that is on the space that can even communicate with the submarine. When the submarine can even transmit the data to the satellite, and satellite is transmitting it to the another things. So this can be only possible when all these networks, that is the airborne, spatial, undersea, space network, they are all combined together with the geosatellites, the airships, and the base stations in a comprehensive one communication network that can be only facilitated with 6G. And in terms of network and connectivity, you can see that we will talk of the nanonet networking. Now, imagine, everybody, if you can write a research paper on nano networking or even on the RANs, it is going to be a great research paper. I don't say start with experimental papers, but even if you start with a review paper of 6G covering the architectures, use cases, comparison, and of course, some of the, you can say, related terminologies, the paper is easy to be published. And we are talking of bio networking, in which we will be using biological cells. and novel routing schemes are actually required for BIoT and NIoT. So we are not working on biological networking. It is very complicated. We are right now working with nano networking, in which we have already published the paper with Internet of Nano Things. And now I want to communicate this type of technology with drones. And of course, everybody, we are talking of 3D networking. We all know if you're talking of drone, and if you want that the drone should fly autonomously, map the area and come down, charge, and again go for the things. So this can require a huge 3D network coverage of that area. So right now, drones like DJI, drones like Skydio, they are doing lots of work and they are working autonomously. That drone is following, drone is coming back, drone is doing the autonomous coverage. This is all possible with the 3D coverage that can be only facilitated with 6G powered with edge computing. And this is the 6G networking. You can see the networking and the connectivity. I will only base my slide on practical things. So please see that. And you can see in terms of millimeter wave, we are talking of Gbps to terabytes per second. We are talking of the spectrum, which is even better than visible light communication. We are talking of the density. We are talking of the latency, which is even 10 by -9, which is around to be 0.001% loss. And that type of connectivity we require for high demanding applications. So you can see, everybody, these are some of the application areas where we are testing it. So in terms of AR and VR, we require massive connectivity, especially when we talk of Google Maps. We are talking about one of the project that NVIDIA is doing is called Omnipresence, or you can say the NVIDIA teleoperations for smart hospitals, remote controls, Industry 5.0, and of course, pervasive connectivity. So in terms of vehicle speed, now let me tell you, everybody, if you want to drive an autonomous vehicle, it means that vehicle will be communicating with the antennas, and it is using the smart cameras in order to detect the pedestrians, the road, the hotels, and even the street lights and everything. So imagine that vehicle needs to be perfectly connected with the 6G towers in order to take the decisions. If the connectivity is a problem, the vehicle will automatically crash. So remember, everybody, if you are talking of the next generation Teslas, next generation Volvo buses, which are completely autonomous, the biggest challenge that I say is not technology. The biggest challenge I see is the city coverage with 6G with 100% coverage. That is the biggest challenge we need to solve. And you can see, everybody, this is the difference between 5G and 6G. But I would like to give you this. You can take the photo of the slide, no problem. So in terms of the difference, I would like to specify the difference in only 3 points right now. So you can see, everybody, the peak data rate. I'm not talking of the data rate that you will see. You are in India. I don't say that any of the speed test will even go to 1 Gbps. You can only enjoy up to 300 Mbps maximum, even if you are outside and you are near the tower of 5G. Maximum 300, 550, you are lucky. I don't talk about Gbps till date. There is no network. But here in Vietnam, if you're talking of 5G over here, I'm using 5G. I have done the speed test in more than 18 areas of the city. The maximum space was 776 Mbps. Even with 5G, we are not touching the peak rate of 1 Gbps. But theoretically, it is 20. But now, if you talk of 6G, everybody, we are not talking of GB, it is 1 terabytes. It means that with 6G, we can expect a particular speed of 100, or you can say 1 Gbps to 1.8 to 30 Gbps. That is the peak rate. But I'm talking of the quality rate or the QS rate that could touch Gbps with 6G. Then we will say that, sir, we can stream YouTube, we can watch the songs, we can watch the videos on Netflix without any waiting, without any jitter or throughput problem. And the second thing, which is super important for you, everybody, latency is 1 millisecond. So I don't say it as having a problem, but when we talk of robotics, cyber physical system, when we talk of autonomous vehicle, we need this much. That is 100 nanoseconds, less than that. And the next important thing is mobility, 500, but right now it is 1000 kilometer per hour. It is perfect. So you can say, everybody, we are living with ultra massive MIMO, and we are talking of the low terahertz to visible light region. So if you talk of the electromagnetic spectrum, right now 6G can touch the limits. but no doubt future we don't know because we don't have the time machine. Some people even claim that 6G could never come. 6G could come in the smartphones, or some people even say that you need to carry a portable router in your pocket like a power bank in order to enjoy 6G. But still, there is no company in the planet that is manufacturing 6G chip for the mobile phones. Now, my question to all of you, if anybody can give me the answer on the chat, he or she can get a prize from my side. Which two companies? Now, even let me be very important for you. The prize could be anything. I can give you an ebook. I can even send you an Amazon gift voucher. Depends on that. Depends on the question. So depends on the question. My question to you, anybody can write, even faculty members can even write. Everything is open for you on the chat box. Can you tell me which two companies right now are investing a lot in 6G? Two companies, but basically there are three. I'm taking off two. Can anybody write those two companies in front of me on the chat box? It's not Geo. It's not in India. I'm giving you one important hit. So which two companies are massively investing in 6G for research, for everything? It's not Apple. It's not Bosch. I'm sorry. Ericsson and Hawaii. No, it's not. Yes, one is right, but I want those people who can give me the perfect answer. Nokia is right. Now I want you to answer the second thing. Nokia is right, but the second company. It's not Samsung. Samsung comes number 3. Few people knows about it. No, it's not Xiaomi. It's not Bosch. Anybody? It's not Docomo. Docomo is just a mobile phone company, but it is not. It's not Intel. It's not Bosch and Nokia. No, Nokia is correct. Nokia is number 1. You are correct. Nokia and AT&T. AT&T is very good, but AT&T is number 4. Yeah, these are top 4 companies right now. AT&T is number 4. Who's number 2? 1 is Nokia. Number 3 is Samsung. Number 4 is AT&T. Who's number 2? It's a Chinese company. Now I'm giving you the biggest answer. Anybody? Okay, so time is up. I think nobody was able to answer the question. So no problem. It's okay. So the answer is it's not China Telecom. If you talk of the China communication, it is China Mobile. It's not China Telecom. So the first for the 4 companies that are investing right now is number 1 is Nokia. Number 2 is Huawei. Huawei company, which is making your phones. It is a Chinese company, but right now in India, even in Vietnam, they also have the smartwatches, but it is banned. We don't like Huawei in that. So Huawei is investing their major business into your mobile phones and even into 6G communications, the radios. But the antennas, everything is done by Nokia. Number 3 is Samsung. Number 4 is AT&T. And number 5, everybody, you will be shocked to know, it was a complete war between Microsoft and Apple, but still Microsoft is winning with its highest investment. So these are the top companies that are investing into 6G right now. So the second one is called Huawei. I think everybody knows about Huawei P900, one of the biggest phones, smartphones, and even the popular smartwatch, like we have Apple Watch 5, 6, 7, 8. And like in Huawei, we have the GT watch. Even I have the GT watch, but you will be stunned to know, what I'm going to tell you in front of you, that when I'm using GT, whenever I install any new app on my phone, it automatically takes the right to get the data. So that's why I don't like my GT2 watch, but I don't wear it. But I'm an Apple guy. You can see I'm using Apple Watch. But I'm using Huawei watch, but not much. So everybody, these are some of the research challenges. You can take this photo. And if you want to do your research, let me tell you, all of these points can be covered with that free simulator, which I've told you. You just have to download, register your email address. If you have an institution email address like abc@mit.edu or whatever it is, you can download that product free of cost for 30 days. After that, you can re-register. They will give you. Otherwise, everything can be possible on MATLAB, but only 2023A version that has a toolbox for 5G enhanced MIMO, but not complete 6G. But with enhanced MIMO, you can do that. So thank you for the slide number 1, everybody. Now I'm closing this and I'm moving towards the next slide. That is your this thing. I will be talking about evolution, key issues, technologies, and some real-time use cases. So everybody, I think so you all know about the history of mobile ecosystem. Now anybody can tell me another question, I can give you the award. Who is the inventor of mobile phone? I think it should come like instant. We all use smartphones. Who is the inventor of mobile phone? Give me the answer. The first one gets a prize. I want to give more prizes, everybody. Praveen sir, any problem? No problem, I think so. If I can give some prizes or vouchers, no problem. Hello?
Yes, sir, for sure.
Yeah, thank you so much. I have, yeah. So, sir, please note down this person, Mr. Anant Verma. Please tell him to please give me a contact after that. So he has won one ebook of mine. Okay. So please note his name. So the answer is Martin Cooper, everybody. Now, Alexander Graham Bell is not for the mobile phones, it is from the telephone. Okay, please. Okay, so thank you so much, Mr. Anand. So I want that the participants should be very much careful because I will be giving more prizes in the coming next 30 minutes. Please. Okay. So everybody, Martin Cooper was the person. Now another question for the prize. Who was the first company to make the smartphone, not the phone, smartphone? Motorola was the first company, no doubt. So that was the person that actually made this phone like Nokia 3310. But which company made the first smartphone? It's not BlackBerry. Smartphone. Anybody? And 90% will be wrong. It's not IBM. It's not Samsung. Samsung was a latecomer. In fact, Motorola was not there. Okay, no problem. The answer is gone. The question is gone. So the answer is Sony Ericsson. They made the first color phone even. They made the first smartphone even. And after that, Motorola joined the race, which is called as a E398. And after that, we all know, then the Samsung, then you can say, then LG, they all followed up. And now my another question to all of you. Another question. Which is the country, because you should know this observation, which is the only country, like suppose I have an iPhone over here, I just have to buy the phone, just phone, but your services for 4G, 5G, internet is free. Only one country provides you the services which are free, no price to be paid. Only one country in the planet, even right to internet is like a fundamental right, like we have right to information, like that. No, it's not Estonia. Only one country in the world that gives you free mobile services, free SMS, free IST, free STD. No problem. No, it's not South Korea, it's not Sweden, it's not USA. No, Lithuania is not. You must, everybody, please let me tell you, mobile communications, you must know the history. You must know the present whereabouts. It is very important. Yes, the answer is Finland. So, sir, please note the second person, Ms. Rashmi Agarwal. I will give her another book and even one special video tutorials which will be covered for Python. Please provide the email. Okay. And that video tutorials will be costing $565. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm having prizes more than $5,000. So please be aware. Thank you. So Finland is the answer, everybody. So in Finland, you just have to buy the phone and after that, everything is free. So everybody, you can see this is the first, not even a research paper. It was the cover sheet for technical memoranda. And the first invention of cellular networks was done in 1947. And we all know that was done for military communication that we also known as a walkie-talkie or the radio communication towers. And after that, this is the person, everybody, the Martin Cooper. And the first cellular trial that was also done because at that time there was no Nokia, there was no Samsung. So Motorola was the company that even designed the first antenna also. He is the man, everybody. You can see the photo. That is what interesting the lecture is, that you must know the people also. This is the man who actually invented the communication that we all know as mobile phones today. Because of him, we are all connected. If he is not there, we are not connected. And you will be stunned to know that till today, I think Praveen sir knows about everything, the faculty member knows. So you all know that there is a ACM Turing Award. Okay, that is known as a Medal of Honor or Paramveer Chakra. for computer science. Even today, because of his contribution, he has not been awarded Medal of Honor and even Turing Award. And you can imagine that still this person is a very great man and still no important medal has been given to him till date. So this was everybody, the second person who actually gave the birth to Nokia, the second person who actually made the communications. Now my another question to you everybody. Again, give me the first model number of Nokia. First model number. It was not 3310. First model number. Come on. First model number. 10 seconds go. It was 1011. So I think so. The first person who has given the answer. Sir, Mr. Dharamraj K, please announce his award. Please note the award persons.
Noted, sir. Noted, sir. Noted.
Thank you. And Mr. Dharamranjan, you are winning one of the best video tutorials for TensorFlow. Thank you. That will be costing around $650. More prizes are coming. Stay tuned. So everybody, you can see that we started with 1G, 2G, 3G, 4G, 5G, and now it is 6G, which will start from that is known as with terahertz communication. And the most important thing is that still it is unknown. It is a question mark. So AI based question mark. So, but the only thing that is confirmed is artificial intelligence. And we all know today, if you talk of 5G, we are talking about industrial Internet of Things, robotics, we are talking of AR, metaverse, and of course, basic aspect of flying vehicles, not advanced concept, basic concept of flying vehicles. So you can see everybody that this was the survey that was done. Even it was also done by me. And everybody will understand to know that today people say that we don't use the phone for calling and we are using the phone basically for shopping. And even if you talk of today's behavior, we are all using smartphone for social media, for uploading, for taking the photos. Calling, maybe it's not even top 10. Yeah, imagine everybody, the smartphones and the phones were made for calling, but today calling is not even top 10. Some people have even said that, sir, we do videography and even editing of the photos and everything, but we are using very less of iPhone for calling. Yeah, it's a fact today, everybody, that you will be stunned to know that smartphones are not for calling purpose. It is for apps and it is for utility purposes. And you can see everybody that why we need a new generation, because technological breakthrough readiness, that is for new services. And of course, we are talking of hologram technology, new telecommunications. We are talking of DNA computing, nanotechnology, bionet communications, and the biggest breakthrough is autonomous vehicles. So this is the ecosystem of mobile industry, everybody, right now. And you can see that this ecosystem is very important when you talk of Samsung, when you talk of vendors like Qualcomm, and the other things like ZTE. Now, another question to you, everybody, again for the award. Sir, I cannot see your video. Mr. Praveen, I cannot see your video, please. Please on your video. Thank you. So my next question to all of you for the award, for the another ebook, which is very significant. Which is the company? So just give me the answer. Which is the company which is super important? Like you are using laptops and computers for Intel and AMD. Now, can you give me the answer? Which is the company that makes your processors for mobile phones? The biggest company in mobile communications for processor technology. Which makes the biggest processor? It's not Intel. Intel never makes mobile processors, everybody. It's Qualcomm. So please note down this name, everybody. Mr. Praveen, please note down the name of Mr. Sanjay, Mr. Sujay D. Manikar. He again won an ebook which will be based on green cities. So this is a positive cycle, everybody. When we talk of new ecosystems, terminals, subscribers, investments into MOUs and other things. And this is the market forecast, everybody, that you can see by 2025, that 2G will be less than 8%, 3G 23%, and 5G will be ruling, that is 14%. So this is the important data that you can see, everybody, that right now the node data is confirmed. We can say it's a mix. Like even today, some people even use Windows 7, some people use Windows 8.1, 10, 11, and even 12 is coming. So still this ecosystem of 6G will be totally adaptable by 2032. This is what we forecast. And because of the IoT, we can see that by consumer IoT with the power of 5G, we can have 11.4 billion devices by 2025, which is super, super, I'm saying you. And in terms of communications, you can see that we started from 0G, 1G, 2G, 3G. 3G will be all known as CDMA, 4G with LTE, 5G with unified vertical, and 6G, we are again saying that we can have a momentum, but the momentum is coming by 2028. And this is the area of research that you can see from 2021 onwards. We are working on advanced WAN, vertical WAN, and network analytics. And for network analytics, everybody, don't think that data analytics is there, but even for network analytics, we need to use Python. And of course, we are using NumPy and SciPy in order to perform the best analytics in order to estimate QoS services. So mega trends towards 6G, you can see the zero perceived latency. When we talk of healthcare, we are talking that everything wants to be connected by 2030, super positioning with robotics, drones, and autonomous vehicles. And let me tell you everybody that by 2030, we will be having a complete touchable computing with hologram technology that you have already seen in Star Wars or Star Trek based movies. And you can see that we are moving towards 6G with super enhanced mobile broadband when we talk of UHBs, 8Ks, 4Ks, and of course, it will be powered with super high positioning and AI powered communications. So the 6G, everybody, it's an elephant. I don't say that everything is right now in, you can say, in alpha stage. We don't say that it is still starting with the beta stage because the beta stage will still come by 2026. But it's a huge elephant and lots of things are happening day by day. You can all go to IEEE 6G community. You can even see IEEE ComSec community and even ACM Sigfox or the signal processing community of them. So all these communities are playing a crucial role in order to estimate the research, but still we can say that it is theoretically, but it is under the progression of development. So we can say that many things are coming out. It is rolling out after 2 months, like autonomous vehicles, but still we have to wait for the next 2 years in order to have a true pervasive picture of 6G communications. But one thing is confirmed that the spectrum will be in terahertz. Second, they will be using artificial intelligence. And the third thing is security will be world-class, military grade, and even like a blockchain security that we have SHA-2 communications-based encryption. So the motivation towards 6G, you can see we have the wider potential for applications, emerging technologies, which I've already told to you. But the most important thing we are concerned is energy efficiency. So ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, even if you are using iPhone, even if I enter with 4G or 5G, the speed of the battery will deplete like anything. So don't think your camera or your screen does anything, the brightness does anything, it is not. But the 4G and 5G, they actually suck the battery like anything. But what we expect from 6G, that in 6G, we can expect that the battery efficiency will improve by 36 to 44%. We can expect like this. So in terms of terahertz, everybody, the frequency bands of 6G will be between 100 gigahertz to 1 terahertz. We will have a huge data rates, and you can see that in terms of propagation loss, we will be using directional antenna arrays. But the main thing is, the question again stands, will these rays affect the brain? It is absolutely not. So in terms of healthcare, in terms of energy, in terms of waves, the propagation, everything is world class. So in terms of visible light communications, you can see the innovation, the frequency band will be from 430 gigahertz to 770 terahertz. And only one standard that you can see right now, and you can study the standard with IEEE newsletters, that is called as I802.15.7. And we all know, if we are talking of wireless communication, we have 802.11. When we talk of Bluetooth, it is 802.15. But when we talk of 5G and 6G, it is above like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And even we are expecting a new standard that is 802.15.8 and 9 to be launched in the next 2 years, that will consist of multiple connectivity, the uplinks, the downlinks, the communication technology, and of course, the near field communications. And of course, everybody, it will be a full disruptive technology with full duplex. And we will have a OVB channel estimation, which is super important. And in terms of channel sparsity, you can see that we will be estimating the NM wave, which you can see the hardware that we have purchased, that will be able to estimate the parameters of channel paths in terms of angle of elevations, angle of depth, everything. And we will eliminate, you can say, the problem of space compressing. That is the biggest problem that is over there, but we can reduce that compressing. And one thing I can just one more thing which I can see. And if you're really interested to do your research in 6G, so mostly focus your research on IEEE transactions for network science, where you can see lots of things that are coming up in terms of machine learning for 6G. So you can see, everybody, that in terms of ML, we will be using in-house supervised learning, but in the real time, because of complex terrains, that supervised learning will be becoming to unsupervised learning. But we are expecting better neural network models and explainable AI for 6G communications in the future. And yeah, so these are some of the challenges that you must see, and this is the area for research, that is to integrate energy characteristics and protocol, energy versus deployment. And the most important area where I'm doing my research is RANs. So if you're looking for a postdoc in the future or PhD into right now in current scenarios, you must focus on RAN, which is giving a huge depth of publications. And of course, in terms of design, circuit design, and reliable frequency mapping. So these are the challenges that are still working out, and still the IEEE 802.15.7, it is updated with time intervals. I don't even say that that standard is full, it is actually updating. So these are some of the real-time use cases that you can see. And now my another question for the award. So can you tell me, everybody, which is the country that has the highest internet speed in the planet? Highest internet speed. It's not US, everybody. It's not Finland. It's not Monaco. Highest internet speed right now, if you talk of the broadbands, it's not US, it's not China. Okay, move ahead. It's not Japan. 10 more seconds. If anybody can guess, it's not Vietnam. Vietnam comes at number 9 now. Okay, time is up. Thank you so much for your questions and answers. The answer is UK. They are right now on 3.8 terabytes per second. That is the highest speed, followed by South Korea. So in terms of indoor coverage, everybody, you can see that 80% of the mobile traffic till now is indoor. And if you talk of 5G frequencies, we cannot penetrate solid material, but we are talking of graphene-based nanofiber technology. So 6G will be very good in terms of your basebands. Massive scale communications. So you can see, everybody, an example over here. So see the stadium like Olympic Stadium, where tons of people are there. Some people are playing the game, some are using AR, some are listening to the songs on AirPods, some are actually going live on YouTube, Instagram. So in order to accommodate this much of people in such a limited area, we need to have the continuous and best throughput communication. So that can be only facilitated with the power of artificial intelligence with 6G. And this is called as one of the most important areas, like remote surgeries for e-health. Only 5G and 6G, they are working. And of course, no need to tell you, the future is cyber physical systems. And now my another question to you again for the award: which company is doing the best production of robotics in the world for Industry 5.0? The number one company in the world. I can give a good video tutorial for this. Give me the name of the company for robotics. The biggest robotics company that is doing its potential for cyber physical systems, industrial robotics. And I can say most of the RPAs are actually designed by these companies right now in the planet. It's not Universal Robots. It's a US company. Come on, everybody, please hurry up. It's not Texas. No, it's not Sarkos. Siemens is a very good answer, but Siemens is actually designing the autonomous vehicles. It's not designing the robots. Boston Dynamics is a very good answer, but it is number 2. But now it is acquired by Google. Come on, hurry up. It's not Boston Dynamics. Okay. Okay, time up, time up. Thank you. The answer is called KUKA. So KUKA is one of the companies, so you can even apply for the grant there. And even today, if you are talking of the Indian companies that are actually believing in automation, because I'm the systems integrator, we have lots of projects here. So we go to the industry, we take the project, and we go to the company like Aero Systems, Hyundai, Honda in Japan, or even KUKA in US, even Amazon Robotics, and we design that robot as per the company requirements, and we give them the robot in order to improve their productivity. So I'm a systems integrator. My collaboration is only with KUKA. We are doing projects with 3 companies. I'm sorry, we cannot declare the name of the companies in the live seminar. Thank you. So the most important thing is called the smart city. And of course, in terms of smart city applications, we need to build the low cost and low energy consuming sensors. Now, another question for you for the award, a very good award for you. Which country has the highest number of smart cities in its division? The only country that has more than 35 smart cities. It's not US. So please give me the answer. The winner can win a very good prize now. Come on, participate. It's not Singapore. I'm talking of a country like India is a country. We have Delhi, we have Ludhiana, we have Bangalore, we have Kolkata. So that country which has the highest number of smart cities. It's not Hong Kong. It's not Japan. Japan is number 2 now. Okay. New York is itself a city. It's not China and UK. It's not. It's not Finland. Please improve your observations, everybody. You need to learn many things today. Okay. 10 more seconds and you're up. Come on, participate. Give me wrong answers. No problem. Yes, the first answer to Miss Seemarani, the answer is South Korea. 37 smart cities are there. So Seemarani, please note down please coordinator, note down the name of Seemarani. You have won yourself a complete package of ethical hacking, which will be more than 600 videos that I will be sending you. That is costing more than $1,000. So now everybody, that is smart city. And after that, the most important thing is holographic telepresence, which you require a speed of 4.32 terabytes per second. And this is unmanned mobility. You can see that we are still investing more than $7 billion, but still the sensors, the cameras, everything, we require a complete VANET communication network that can be only possible with 6G. And these are the top research areas in 6G. Everybody, you can take the photo, wireless connectivity, circuit technology, applications, distributed computing. Now it depends on you. What area do you want to choose and what kind of technology you want to design, what kind of simulator you can do, because till now by 2028, you can only work in simulations. So thank you so much. And now I come to my next presentation. So I'm left with only one more. That's all. So after that, the house will be open for all of you for your questions. And still, I'm left with 3 more prizes. So stay tuned. I will be opening up 3 more prizes, and the winner can get a very good videos for AI or machine learning, because ethical hacking is gone. That was the person who was very lucky. So ethical hacking videos will be gone to Miss Seema. And plus, I will be also having one more surprise for all of you, that you can be integrated to my lab as a visiting. Okay. So 6G, why we need it? So the 5G, everybody, we all know the applications of 5G, that is high stream gaming. We are talking about online presence. We are talking about cloud computing, drones, robotics. But now we need to take it to the next level. When we are talking of 6G, we are talking of megacities, sustainability, industry 5.0, cobotics. We are talking of cyber physical systems. We are talking of advanced embedded systems. For that, we require the next generation of 6G. So the question stands, everybody. Again, the problem is that still 5G has a danger, or don't have a nature, or don't have a danger. Still, people disagree. So if you ask my opinion, because we are using 5G, I have not seen any problem in the ecosystem, especially with the birds, especially with the surrounding pollution. We have not seen, but otherwise the UV radiation is little, but it is not that much harmful for your chest and for the cancer or for the cancer-based things that was actually done at the time of 2G or 3G. But now these are okay. So the 6G requirements, you can see it is proposed. Now I'm saying you it is proposed. Proposed means it could be there, it could not be there, it could be improved, it could be less, but it is till date, it is proposed and still it is under alpha testing. So data rates is 100 Gbps, latency is 0.1 millisecond or nanosecond, reliability is going up to 1000 milliseconds. And we are talking of the battery life, which is about, you can say 5 times better, but still it is a question mark. And the connectivity density is coming towards 1000 kilometers per meter square. So these are possible disruptions that 6G can make. You can say the terahertz, radio sensing, energy-free devices, and AI is used in order to optimize network layer. And I have already given you the applications, but the last application that you can see is advanced robotics, 6K multimedia or 8K, and of course, augmentation of human body that requires a massive connectivity with autonomous vehicles. And I can come to this one now. So these are some of the 2035 societal factors. And you can see everybody that this is the future that we predict. We don't say that it is going to be possible by 2035, but we are predicting by 2028, almost 30% of these things will be possible. And yeah. So this is the environmental impact. You can see everybody from end to end. We have the terahertz, and even we are simulating the network layer. We are simulating the physical layer. We are simulating the modulation layer, but I'm not getting any problem with the radio frequencies. But no doubt our infrastructure is starting, but still it is very expensive. But we are getting encouraging results because we are actually taking that data and we are multiplying that data with AI and Python, and we are making the analytics and basically some decisions that what could be the environmental impact. So trust me, the environmental impact is almost nothing. So in terms of security and privacy, we can say that this is providing high resilience with high robustness and faster recovery. And of course, we have artificial intelligence that can detect the attacks, that can predict the problems. And of course, everybody, we all know AI war has already started in everything, especially with Chat GPT. Now we have Bard AI, we are using browsers that are actually equipped with AI, but in the future run, we can say after 6 months, we will have the softwares, APIs, and even the app APIs that can write the code for you and even decode and even make the code better for you with the power of AI. And just one, okay, that is enough for you for this much. And last but not the least, I can come to this part, that is how enabling the artificial intelligence. So just in 10 minutes, I will be overing the lecture. And before I start, I'm having one question for all of you for the award. One question. Just one question, and it's a big award for you. And trust me, the person who gives the answer can win a good ebook and even some video tutorials and even some confidential material, which will be shared to them after in the email after that. My question to you, which company do you think right now is producing the best AI solutions for mobile communications? Which company do you think? It's a tricky question, and I want a good answer. Let's see who wins the war. Which company is producing the best AI solutions for smartphones in current date? Now you imagine how many smartphone companies are there, but I need one that is producing the best AI solutions in the mobile phones, from the sensors to the camera, and even from the, you can say the software, even everything. Okay. Think more. It's not Samsung. It's not even Apple. It's not Microsoft. Microsoft is not with mobile communications right now. It's not even Google. Huawei. Okay. Anybody else who want to play the answer? Okay. Okay. 10 more seconds. Anybody can participate more. which are actually fusing the intelligence of AI in smartphones. Which company I'm talking about? Okay, time is up. The answer is called Qualcomm. Because right now, if you talk of your AI-based processing capabilities, the AI chips that is actually made by Qualcomm, that's why we are all using the Snapdragon processors. And after that, it is followed by Apple because of their M2 chips. But no doubt, M2 chips are still having the problem. But still with A12, A13, and A14, or with the Biocom chips, they were okay. But with M1 and M2, they are playing problems over there. So the answer is called the Qualcomm. Okay, everybody. So learn communications. In communications, there are lots of hidden facts. So still, I'm having 3 awards. I want that three people should win those awards. So everybody, now I will be only talking about artificial intelligence and network intelligence aspects on 6G. Only AI I will be talking. So everybody, this is the future of AI with the power of 6G. You can see that smart connectivity in terms of RRH, radio, remote radio heads, phones, visible light communication, cell-free smart services, cars as fog devices, water ducts. So even let me tell you, if you talk of 6G, even your smartphone will be a fog device. Even your drone will be a fog device. Even your car will be even an edge device. So remember everybody, if you talk of fog computing, this is the best computing that is actually integrating as a middleware between the AI, analytics, and the cloud. So the vision of AI in future communications, you can see this is the answer. The future of 6G networks is edge AI, AI for wireless networks, AI empowered applications, and self-defined networks. And the requirement will be intelligent connectivity, deep connectivity, ubiquitous, and holographic connectivity. And the answers and the applications will be tremendous. Tremendous, I'm saying you, everybody. Now, another question to you, everybody. Apart from Facebook, now listen to my question, very important. Apart from Facebook, which company is playing a crucial role for improvising AR, and they are making the AR device for 6G? Only one company is making that, and I want to know the device name. Which one company, the device that is actually used for AR and VR for 6G? It's not Apple. Apple is still controversial to make the Apple lens, but still we can expect something with the WDC in June. We can expect something. So let's see what the Apple will have into glasses or even with the AR glasses. But still, unless or until it is not launched, we cannot say that Apple is in the market. It's not Dicus, it's not Nokia. I'm talking of AR and VR. After Facebook, Facebook was the leader, but now this company is investing a lot. Hurry up, please. 10 seconds more. Come on, come on. Oh, yes. Yes, Joey Jan. You are the partial winner, but I want the name of the product. Microsoft is the right answer. But still, I will give you the award, no problem. But if you can give me the product name, it is very good. It's called HoloLens 2. So, coordinator, please note down the name of Joey Jan. And you have won a complete package of artificial intelligence masterclass, which is costing $750. So in terms of network intelligence, you can see that the wave of AI is known as on-device distributed computing, on-device. That is why you can say, I'm asking you the question, Qualcomm and even Apple and even ARM, they are making the devices, they are making your processors, they are making your boards on which AI is actually embedded on the chip. So if you talk of your M2 chips, if you talk of your Qualcomm Snapdragon processors, they have AI on the chip. And that's why we have the network entities in terms of communications, content catching, and AI-oriented capabilities in terms of radio resource management. So AI-enabled radio revolution, you can see that this is the answer, everybody, with massive growth of devices to massive growth of data. And that's the answer, everybody, why we need massive wireless communication, because the agriculture, vehicles, smart city, industrial IoT, healthcare, it is all changing. And by 2022, we are expecting more things to be done in terms of technological improvements. And these are some of the industrial things. You can see that by 5G, we will have the wireless World Wide Web, which is already there. We are broadcasting the data in somewhat towards Gbps. It is not full, but the peak rate is Gbps, but it is not full there. But by 6G, we are talking of digital sensing, SDN, cloudification, industrial internet, and full haptic computing. And this is called network intelligence, everybody, in terms of flexibility, sustainability, large intelligence. Future 6G communications is actually going to rule the world with optimization, scale up infrastructure, enabling AI applications for limited cloud computing capabilities. And this is the roadmap, everybody. For all of you, you can see the roadmap. Now, everybody, my second last question to you. Second last question. I hope I can see this prize to all of you. Listen to my question, very important. These days, when we use wireless communications, we are only using two frequencies, 2.4 and 5, which is the latest frequency that is actually defined as a open frequency just 3 months back. And if you talk of your new Wi-Fi routers, next month, Buffalo, Cisco, they are introducing those routers in your home. Okay, and they will be working on that spectrum. So I want to know what is the spectrum which is now open, like 2.4 and 5. What is the number of that spectrum? 10 seconds, everybody. It's not 5. 5 is already open. It's not 7. It's not radio. So everybody, the time is up. Thank you so much. So the answer was 6 gigahertz. Now 6 gigahertz will be known as the next generation Super WiMAX. So these are some of the applications which I've already discussed. So I just come to the last part of my lecture. So the open question is AI going to rule the world? Will we have network intelligence? So ladies and gentlemen, please take the photo of the slide. These are the most important areas that you can do the research on AI with network science and AI with wireless communications, and you can boost your publications. So AI-based mobile communications, wireless wireless communications, everything is possible in front of you. Okay, so this was my lecture. Before I come to the last question, I want you to see this thing. I hope you can see my camera. Can you see my camera, everybody? Thank you so much. So I'm going to show you the future because still these devices are very new. So everybody, I hope you can see the device. This is the future of LoRaWAN, and this is going to be the smart intelligent devices that will be covering your smart city underwater and even in the air in order to get the required data analytics. And these sensor nodes has artificial intelligence on board. Now I'm going to show you one thing which is known as a gateway. This is the gateway in which all these nodes, you can see, I put 1,000 nodes, they collect the data, and the data will not be given on the internet. All the data via this antenna on these devices will be transmitted to this gateway, and only gateway needs to be connected on the internet. And with that gateway, you can perform data analytics on board. So this gateway is having on board, I'm saying artificial intelligence. Now I'm going to show you one important thing, and that is the question, last question for the day. Can anybody guess what this is? This is going to blow your mind. And after that, I will tell you what this is. Can anybody tell me what is this? Anybody? I hope you can see my camera. Anybody can tell me what this is? I can just tell you this is a radio antenna. But what kind of antenna? What kind of antenna? This is one of the expensive antennas in the world. Hurry up, hurry up. Good word. Good award. I can say I can give you an Amazon voucher of 5,000 rupees if you can give me this answer. It's not 6G. 6G I have already told to you. Antennas are still under progression. It's not. 5,000 rupees voucher of Amazon. Come on, hurry up. It's not 10G. 10G is still not possible. It's not 4G, everybody. It's better than 4G. It's not 6G. 10 more seconds, 5,000 rupees on Amazon. Okay, time is up. I'm very disappointed, so sorry. Mr. Abhinami has already given the answer, but it is not exactly 5G. This is the antenna which is actually designed for smart city. And this is the antenna which is having 5G complete high-scale MIMO. This is known as the future, which we are actually implementing, that these nodes will be connecting to the to this type of antenna, and we can communicate with these nodes at a range of 150 kilometers. So this is what we are doing, a practical research in our labs. So now everybody, I hope you've all won the prizes. So I will be taking all these names to all of them. So please note down the names along with the prizes that I have declared to them, so that they can all email me. And all of you, I will give you my email address. So all the winners, please give me an email that what I have given you the prize. And after that, you will be shared the Google Drive link. So this is my email. Before we go for the questions, please write an email to me today so that I can start with your work. And this is my WhatsApp number if anybody wants to be in touch with me forever. Only WhatsApp. And you can write your queries over there. Okay. So now everybody, the house is open for your questions for next 10 minutes. Thank you. Sir, please tell the panel sir, please tell the participants who have won the prizes to please give me an email today with the name of the prize that I have declared to them. Because I have already declared many things, but I need to know what I have declared. So after that, I will give them the prizes, everything.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So participants, you do have, I would say it's a double treat, a triple one that way. The flavor of the session, the amount of exposure to the secrets that you declared as secrets, but still you shared with us, I would say, and the prizes. So it's icing on the cake.
Do you want to see one more secret? Do you want to see?
Sure, why not?
Actually, I have no right to share this thing today. Actually, it is a damn secret here, but I will show one thing to everybody. Sir, we are right now almost on the verge to complete this, but I cannot show you right now. But this is the verge. Sir, the complete car that is running on complete 5G communication network. It has more than 18 sensors and it is completely autonomous, and it is using 8 megapixel camera, and everything is on board using artificial intelligence with Jetson Nano. So this is what we are designing, and it is completely powered with 5G antenna. This is what we are designing, and still we are working on this area like hotcakes. And this is what we are designing, like we are designing lots of applications, especially my areas, IoT systems and autonomous technology.
Absolutely great, sir.
Thank you.
Now, gives us different advantages, but we would straight away go to questions first. Okay, we pick up one from Dr. Srinivas. Is flight mode avoidance possible while flying in 6G, net connectivity while flying?
Sir, that is the answer that I cannot give you right now, the statement, because still 5G is under development. So unless or until we don't have the 6G radios out, we cannot say it is a flight mode. But yes, of course, in terms of flight mode connectivity, even we have done a hack. Actually, last time I have done a hack in the airplane. Actually, I was able to track my location on the Google Maps of my mobile phone live on the airplane. So what I have to do, I just have to track my location and I have to on my Google Maps. And once the plane takes off, even if I'm in the flight mode, I can geographically track my location where the plane has taken off and where the plane is taking me to here and there. So that is a hack that taken. Even though we know that when we are flying in the airplane, we don't have any internet connectivity, but still I was able to enjoy the tracking of my location live.
Sir, is it using Husky lenses? Like we got one question.
No.
Okay, sir. One more question. What is the future for getting smell in computer files in AI?
Sir, can you please repeat the question, or I can see the question? Ah, yes.
Yeah.
What is the
Yes,
future of
just
getting cell in computer files? No, I don't know about anything, so I don't think about it. But the one thing I can confirm that we are talking about telepresence, we are talking of teleportation that could be possible in the future. That could be possible.
So there's one question which sounds a general one, but still people have like, are there any specific or impactful limitations of 6G that you see?
Yes,
that
there's still limitations. Limitations. You can say that we can say that there are lots of limitations, but the problem is that still those are under pre-beta testing, and we cannot say unless or until Nokia, Samsung, and Huawei they take the critical step to give the emulator-based antenna with Cisco in our hands. Unless or until we cannot figure out the limitations. Because still I have told you that hardware is still very, very pricey. Very few people have the access, and you will be stunned to know, sir, if you talk of this antenna, which you can see in my hand, this antenna is costing $3,700. Now imagine what is the price. You can see that. Imagine the price.
No, but does it like put a delay in putting those chips in the mobile phones that we were talking? Like if technology is going to be
Not a
that
delay.
costly?
The average throughput that I'm enjoying with this antenna is around what 7.8 Gbps, which is quite okay when we're talking of a smart city based sensor based monitoring. Even for sensors, I can say 1 Gbps is enough, but I'm giving 7 Gbps speed, which is more than enough. I can say that with this. This is from Dragino, sir. You can see that. It's an expensive antenna, very expensive antenna.
Yes, sir. Which simulation you suggest for simulation for LoRa modules?
LoRa modules. Sir, same. I can say that is the NetSim, QualNet. Even you can simulate LoRa into MATLAB, but of course NS3 is picking up. So NS3 is very open simulator. You can install and you can use C++ based language. But there is one more simulator which people don't know, but I can aware for that, which people should use, but people don't know it. That is called Omnet++. So you can see, sir, this is a very free simulator you can download, and it is having a very vast coverage in terms of wireless communication, sensor nodes, vehicular ad hoc network. So rather than to use NS2 with Sumo, you can use Bains also. So even you can have the V2X simulation. So even if you want me to answer this question, which is the best simulator for smart cities, autonomous vehicle, Omnet++ is very good, and you can download it free of cost. So all these are, you can say, the toolboxes that you can even integrate. So the only answer is that that if you are good into Java is the answer for this. So this is again free simulator, free. Seema ma'am, please unmute kar lo.
I'm just putting a request to everyone for more questions, because the moment you mentioned Omnet, I was just about to ask that do we have a, I would say, complete free thing in open source?
Complete. Omnet++ is free, and all their toolboxes are even free. Omnet++ is a free simulator. Free. And even, sir, you will be to know that you can even simulate your entire wireless sensor network in the Google Maps also. It is very good for your vehicular to vehicular simulation, for wireless sensor network, for vehicular ad hoc network, for smart city also. Omnet++ is answer. But the problem is that this is having very, very difficult coding. Coding is not easy. But yes, one day, if you are interested, I can give you one seminar that how to install Omnet++, how to do some iNet simulation. I can perform that.
Because and we really look forward, because this is not just a developing technology. Every day, be it teachers or researchers, everyone faces challenges.
You don't use Omnet++.
We'll specify this thing. There are two things with me. Like I'm from the language side to the FDP. I mean, my domain is linguistics and language and communication.
Okay. I thought that you are from computer science, actually.
Though everyone belongs to computer science now. I mean, I use ChatGPT in the classes. I do use animations and simulations as well.
Yeah. Sure. So, but Omnet++, it's a very good simulator. It is a free simulator, and you can see that it has the potential that if any person is not comfortable for NS2 or NS3 for their graphical interface, okay, even the graphs of the results are very good, and even this simulator has onboard artificial intelligence. So coding you need to learn with Java because coding books are very limited for Omnet++, but it has a very good documentation. Omnet++ is a very good simulator for LoRa, for wireless sensor network, for your vehicular ad hoc network, smart city, for mobile ad hoc network. Everything is very good into iNet. Even if you want to simulate 3G, 4G, even if you want to simulate Sumo, like these type of things, it is very good.
And one question is there, how to roll back a transaction in 6G because of high speed, how to roll back an incorrect or incomplete transaction? This is a question.
Sir, again, I would like to tell you that we are not doing any work on the data link layer. We are doing some work on the modulations as well as some of the network layer. So still, we cannot answer this question because everything is still under beta testing. Because I've already told you that even if I presented a picture of 6G, I don't say today, even I'm giving a statement, maybe it is good, maybe it could be changed, maybe it would be a different picture. We don't know, but every picture will be cleared after 3-4 years.
Apt. And what about a general apprehension in people about the radiation effects
No,
or something?
I don't say you that if you're using 4G, 5G, there is no radiation problem. 6G is actually based that it has the complete AI to test the energy, to even have the location-based interference that no problem should happen. So I don't think so that after 4G, 5G, after 3G, I can't commit because 3G is still dangerous. So I request you that if you're using 3G, stop using it, but please shift to 4G, preferably with 5G, depending on you, but 4G is very safe.
Right. So this question about radiation came from Dr. S. Kulkarni.
Yes, sir.
And we have one question, which is again a general plus technical as well. This is Felcia Bell. Still 5G is not implemented properly everywhere.
Yeah.
We are talking about 6G. So whether all devices will support 6G or this transition?
Sir, that is a very good question because still I'm in touch with some of my friends who are working with Qualcomm, Intel, ARM, NVIDIA. Still, they have told that still no company has on the agenda that to put, like if you talk of your iPhone, sir, you in this process, in this smart board, you have onboard 5G and 4G antenna. Okay, sir. So still there is no company like Qualcomm, NVIDIA, ARM, they are working on 6G on board. But some people say that maybe if you want to have a 6G, you have to put this type of small router in your pocket and you have to travel around and you just have to beam like a hotspot on your phone in order to enjoy the 6G services. Some people say that, but still I cannot answer this question because still it is very confidential. But still I can say one thing to you that still right now no company is manufacturing you can say 6G onboard antenna on the mobile phones. No company. And even still, we all know, sir, that we are expecting very good answer from Apple with iPhone 15. Maybe they can. This time we can expect iPhone and even iWatch that will support 5G. Still, I can say, sir, now I ask you one question. How many companies are you aware that even today, Oppo has not having a good phone that is having 5G antenna. Even if you put 5G, the speeds are not that good. So still we need to research more in order to make our phones 5G competent, like onboard competent phones.
Yes, sir. Yeah. And affordability will also remain a clause in it.
At least, sir, affordability will be taking place. But sir, let me tell you, today, if you on your phone, and even if I put the full brightness, it will not consume the battery. The time you open your 4G, the battery will come down. Now, again, the question stands, if you're having a 4000 mAh battery, and if I put 5G, what is the quality of the battery after 3 hours? If I'm using 5G and I'm using Netflix in order to stream Netflix for a 1 hour movie, what will be the battery time from 100% to less than 50%? If it is less than 50% in 1 hour, it means that you are actually reducing the quality of your phone.
True.
Exactly. This is the problem, sir. The problem is energy. Energy again is the problem. Problem is the battery.
Now, one question is coming from Dr. Bhushan Arora.
Yes.
Is our storage server ready for IoT data that would be generated in 6G network?
Yes. Full. Let me tell you, if you talk of your AWS, if you talk of your GCP platform, and even some of the people don't use the service, but I don't encourage, but if you want, you can use the Alibaba cloud. That is also very super. But even Oracle has recently entered the market with AdSense systems. They are actually very good in producing your data-based cloud. And even today, sir, let me tell you, if you talk of your IoT-based cloud, like ThinkSpeak or the Things Network, you can store up to 25 terabytes of data, which is free. Now, 25 terabytes of data means that you can monitor a complete agriculture field with 100 nodes of LoRaWAN 24 hours a time for 1 month, which is free. So after 10 days, you can even cut down the data, you can have data analytics, and you can do the work. So today's cloud servers are very competent with storage. So no problems in that.
Thank you so much, sir, for your informative session. So our Deputy Director has also joined us.
Good afternoon, Dr. Nair. It is
Hello,
such a
ma'am.
pleasure to have you. I welcome you on behalf of entire Amity family. When Dr. Seema informed me that you have agreed to be one of the speakers, and I'd seen your profile, and I was completely amazed from Punjab to Tamil Nadu to Manipal to Vietnam, so well traveled,
Okay.
300 plus papers and so many awards, and it's a testimony of the stature of the speaker that we have today, and we are really, it is our pleasure to have you. It was too much of information. I mean, I don't have a technical background. It will take a lot of time to process. I mean, the way the technology is evolving, these technical jargons, I mean, when we understand one, and then we come to know that it has changed and something new has come. So it takes too much time to process these things. But I am sure the attendees today must have learned a lot. It is such a pleasure to have you, and we would like to host you personally to the campus in person to interact with our students. They'll be very happy.
The next session on research methodology, ma'am, because I'm a person, because Seema madam knows my specialization. I'm into research also. I'm taking research methodology for many of the, you can say, institutions for PhD. And even with my research methodology, trust me, I guarantee that rejection will never come. If they are listening to my lecture properly, rejection will never come. I can even give a lecture.
I have seen that you have number of videos on YouTube.
You will be stunned to know, madam, that even many German universities approached me, and even they messaged me that, sir, you were only on 800 citations 5 years back. What you did, what strategy you made that you crossed 9,000 in just 4 years? How you did that? So even I told that this is a secret we don't want. And even, madam, you will be stunned to know that when I started my career, my 37 papers got rejected. 37. My 38th paper was the first paper. And after that, I didn't look back. Today, madam, I'm sitting on 15 transactions, 10 Nature publications, and I'm having more than 250 publications in my pocket of SCI in the age of 38. That's a groundbreaking work. And even I'm the
great achievement, Dr. Nair. And the secret that I could understand from my experiences, normally the speakers start with an energy and it starts falling down, but your energy is just going up with the session. And I'm so happy to meet you. And I would certainly invite you sometime in person to interact with us.
Research methodology, I'm very much open so that I can tell them how to write a paper, how to don't make a mistake. Even let me tell you, madam, if you are interested, I can give one more lecture that how to complete your PhD in 3 years. And there should be
this is very relevant. This will be very helpful for our faculty also.
Some of the tools that you will be stunned to know that let AI do the work for you. You just have to sit up and relax. Let the AI do the work for you, and all your literature, most of your thesis will be written by AI, and you will not be caught with plagiarism.
Very nice. I just wish it was there in our times, but sadly we had to write on our own.
Exactly.
Dr. Siva, we must schedule one more FDP on how to write the papers and indexed in reputed journals. It is very important. So we would want to learn the basics from you. It is such a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you, madam.
So by today, I'll propose again one lecture.
Sure, it depends on you, madam. The next lecture will be how to write an effective research paper and how to get in any journal. No rejections. People will get no rejections after that.
Fine. So rejections are not possible in a way, because the way you started, you told us that it will be beneficial for the research scholars or anyone engaged in research, and you'll be telling them the secrets which will help them get their papers and research through. We have shared your email ID, your WhatsApp number, as well as the YouTube channel link for all the participants. And if someone is not able to find you, they just need to Google, and then, or any browser or search engine, they'll reach your channel as well. We are thankful to you, sir.
Even we can have one more faculty development program on for one day for me. I can take 2 hours. I will be speaking theoretically. I will be just speaking about 150 websites which a researcher, which a scientist should know. And trust me, sir, after 1 hour, I guarantee with writing, I will give you this in guarantee that any person who is listening to my lecture for 1 hour with the websites, that person will become computer expert after 1 hour.
I have become that one. I can say this thing.
Time to know, I even challenged the management of the university that give me a student batch of 36. I selected the students that I can make them a scientist. You will be stunned to know that those 36 students, they were offered as in third year only a package of more than you can say 37 lakhs per annum by Microsoft and Google. All of them are already placed. I can make any student a computer expert in just 1 hour. I challenge you. I challenge you.
We should sign some bond with you.
Depends on you, madam. And I'm a teacher by choice, madam. I'm a teacher by choice. I love to share the information. I'm not ever
Sir, I know you.
think that to aware more how that we can make it usable, how we can make it proper.
Thank you. So there will be no end. It is going to be a new beginning for all of us. And we assure all the participants that we shall be sending you that email as well when we'll be having him for sure at Amity University in Tashkent for his next meeting and next lecture. Thank you very much, sir. We are really thankful.
Request to you that all those participants who are selected for the awards and because I was speaking, I don't know what I have claimed, everything. So please select the name, select the award, and please tell the participant to please give me the name as well as the award that is declared to me via the email. And after that, in 2 days, I will be giving them the prizes in next
Definitely.
2 or. Yeah.
Definitely. We request all the winners, the prize winners, to drop an email to Dr. Seema Rawat. The email ID is there in the brochure.
You give me the back email, please. Thank you so much.
Yes, we'll be sending, and we have also noted the thing, sir.
Yeah, we will be in touch. No problem.
Thank you very much. So everyone, this is 3:45 right here in Uzbekistan. After 15 minutes, we shall start our next session with Mr. Libin, who's from CDEC, India. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Dr.
sir.
Anand.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Dr. Nair.
Thank you so much for inviting me. Thank you.
Participants, please note the attendance link that we had shared was active for 10 minutes from the admin panel. We shall be sharing the link again for session 2. So don't worry, if you have been into sessions, you will be getting your attendance marked in session 2, and we'll pick up your attendance from session 2. We request everyone to be active as you have been today in this session. Let's wait for the second session to start in 15 minutes. It's a short break and we'll be back after 15 minutes. The price details you have noted, drop us an email on the email ID mentioned in the brochure. We have also kept a note of it.
Sir.
Good afternoon again, all the participants. We invite you to the session 2 of day 4 in the International Faculty Development Program organized by Amity University in Tashkent, Uzbekistan. Today we have in this session 2 of day 4, Mr. Libin, TT from Thiruvananthapuram, India. He is Associate Director, Scientist F grade, CDEC. You all know CDEC as one of the prominent institutions in India working on technology, India's indigenous DIR5 Vega microprocessors and ecosystem. We have been waiting for indigenous things to come in technology, and today we have this presentation coming to all of us by Mr. Libin, and it's going to be insightful as well as it will enhance our knowledge, learning, and will surely open an unending era of learning for all of us. Mr. Libin, we welcome you on behalf of Amity University in Tashkent and the complete Amity fraternity around the world. We wish to introduce you to everyone present in the FDP. Mr. Libin graduated in Electronics and Telecommunication Engineering from Mahatma Gandhi University, Kottayam, Kerala. He started his career in Hardware Design Group of CDEC, Trivandrum, as a JRF in 2005. He was primarily responsible for the design and development of FPGA-based development platforms. Then he started working on the microprocessor design. Now he's having 17 plus years of experience in this domain and is working as a scientist F in HDG. He's leading and mentoring a team of 32 by 64-bit out-of-order processor, microarchitecture, and cache controller design and FPGA implementation. He is currently working in the design and development of 64-bit quad-core out-of-order superscalar Vega microprocessor based on RISC-V instruction set architecture. He is also working on the design of development platforms based on Vega processors SoCs. He is also experienced in the design and development of IP cores such as DMA, dynamic memory controller, static memory controller, interrupt controller, bus interconnects, QSPI, SPI, I2C, ETC, and FPGA validation. We welcome you, Mr. Libin, and hand over this session to you.
Yeah, thank you, Praveen. Thank you for your warm welcome. So I will share the screen right now.
Sir.
So you are able to see the screen right now, right?
Yes, sir. We can see the screen and the
Okay.
slideshow can also be.
Yeah, I will go to the slideshow.
Yes, sir.
Slideshow. Just a minute.
Yes, sir. Visible.
Yeah. So first of all, I would like to thank Dr. Seema Rawat and all the team members for inviting us for this FDP program. So it's a great honor for us. So today we are going to discuss about our indigenous development activities particularly in the area of microprocessor domain. So I am going to today's agenda for a brief introduction about the microprocessor program, and then we will going to explain about the Vega series of processors available. Then in between, if you have any queries, we can discuss, or at the end of the session also we can have a question answer session. So as already introduced, CDAC is one of the premier R&D organization, research and development organization under the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, Government of India. So we are doing a lot of research and development activities in the area of electronics and the related areas. So it's an autonomous organization under the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. So we are working in different areas. So one of the main key area is the high performance computing. The CDAC is located in 12 different locations across our country. So we have presence in almost all the metro cities. So our headquarters in Pune. So they are basically working on this high performance computing area. So they are right now they are working on a supercomputing mission for developing our supercomputing capabilities. So they have already introduced many supercomputers, and they have installed in many of the R&D and academic institutions across our country. And another major area we are working on this multilingual computing. And then our area is professional electronics, especially in the VLSI and embedded system domain we are working on. So the microprocessor design, embedded system design, and the professional electronics design. So everything come under this particular domain. So then the other major focus area is software technology. So the some centers are working in the software technologies also. And then we have a strong team working in the cyber security area, because in CDAC Trivandrum also we have a pioneer cyber security center. So doing a lot of cyber crime analysis and research activities in that particular domain. So another major area is the health informatics. And then CDAC is also well known for this education and training activity. So then we are going to discuss few more details about this CDAC. So our center is basically, it is known as the ASIC group, so Application Specific Integrated Circuit Design Group. So we are particularly working on this VLSI and embedded system domain. So we have experience in designing signal data ADCs, analog to digital converters, then hearing aid prototypes, then Samagra SoCs, then PLL, and currently we are working on this Vega processors, in the development of Vega processors, and lot of systems we are developing using this particular processor. And so whenever we are discussing about this processor, so we are thinking about why, because all these processors we are developing by our own, starting from scratch, we are developing this processor in CDAC. So why we need to develop these activities from the scratch? So why, what is the requirement for a royalty-free processor? So that is, we are going to look at it in the coming few slides. So if you look at any of these equipments in our day-to-day life, like the laptops or the desktops or the tablet computers or the smartphones, video game equipments or car navigation system, mobile phones or home security equipment. So wherever we are having this electronics product, so the microprocessor is one of the key components. So we can see that one of the common components present in all these equipments are the processors. So right now, so if you look at the autonomous car also today in day-to-day life, so you can see that lot of computers are there for the engine control or the navigation or the handling the brakes, or for the infotainment system or the tire pressure monitoring. So if you look at this kind of autonomous cars in today's world, so you can see that more than 200 compute systems are already there in this particular car. So nowadays, people are exploring this. The researchers, they are exploring how they can use, because since you have 200 different types of computer systems are integrated in this particular kind of vehicle. So people are exploring how they can use such kind of compute capability for some other research activities. So in this car itself, you need more than 200 or 250 microcontrollers. So like that, in our day-to-day life, these microprocessor components are very essential, as we have seen. So whenever we are looking at the microprocessor capacity level, so it can vary. So it can be start from a smart card kind of application, where this microprocessor is working from a induced power supply. So whenever they are using the RF communication, so it is getting power from the RF communication itself. So in the case of low power IoT devices, it is getting power from the battery or from the solar panel. So like that, when we go from top to bottom to top, we can see that the performance of these microprocessors are drastically increasing. So the microprocessor required for a smart card application is entirely different from what you are looking for a supercomputer class of application. So depends on each class of application or the different class of applications, people are designing different kinds of microprocessors. In the case of smart car or IoT devices, the main aim for a microprocessor is you should have a very low power processor. But in the case of supercomputers, you are not much worried about the power, but you are a lot of worries about the performance. So you need maximum performance. So whenever in most of the countries, when we are using this kind of processors, including India, so and most of the time we are not thinking about where all these processors are coming from. So in our country, as such, we doesn't have any microprocessor by our own, but most of the developing countries, they have their own microprocessors for different applications. So in the countries like China or America, so they have designed lot many variants for different applications. So in China also they have microprocessor for desktop applications. So they are building supercomputers using their own microprocessors. So these technological advancements it is very important for a developing country like our India. So when we are looking at where all these processors are coming from, so we can see that the most of the processors are either from x86 family, it is from Intel or AMD, or in the case of desktop or laptop computers, it is mainly coming from ARM. So now people are using mixed processor also for different embedded applications. And the other one of the emerging area is the RISC-V processor. So in the next slide, so I am going to explain about why you need a RISC-V instruction set architecture, even though you have many other different architectures or already proven architectures are there. So then why you need again one more processor architecture. So when we are looking at one of the two major instruction set available, so you can see that predominantly these ARM processors are flooded in the embedded market. So right now they are moving to desktop as well as in the high performance class also. But Intel, they are always popular for desktop class of computers, and they are also popular in the supercomputer class of applications. So these processors are already familiar, and lot of ecosystems in terms of debuggers or the development tools, lot of development tools and the ecosystem available for this processors already there. Then what is the disadvantage of accepting this kind of processor for a national initiative? So the major disadvantage is if you want to design a processor using the ARM instruction set, you are forced to pay a very large amount of license fee to ARM. Suppose you have the capability, you have some people who are working in the processor domain, and you know very well about this ARM instruction set architecture, and you want to design a processor based on this ARM instruction set, you are forced to pay a huge amount of license fee to ARM processor. And the next disadvantage is all this design under these micro architecture designs are very secret. So only those people, only those companies, they have the complete information, so they won't share with anybody else. And the another disadvantage is these kind of processors are, as I mentioned earlier, it is popular in only certain market segments. So ARM is popular in low power embedded IoT applications, while these Intel processors are very popular in the desktop applications, server class applications, and supercomputing applications also. So, and the major why we need our own hardware is the few more problems are also there. So one of the major problem is always this security issues. So because we have already seen lot of electronic equipment we are using in different applications, including space, defense, or the nuclear energy area. So we are using lot of imported hardware, and this in the surveillance application, transport application, and the environmental condition applications also. So we are using this kind of processors. Very huge numbers we are using right now. And the main problem is always the security. So whenever we are using this kind of processors in some secure domain, like power control, suppose we are using it in the major cities, we are using this kind of system for controlling the total power, or in some nuclear applications. So we can't ensure the security when we are using the imported chips. Why our government is what they are feeling is they are feeling insecure. So because we don't know the exact particularly what is the hardware inside it, whether it can be controlled from somewhere else, or the code can be, is it possible to manipulate code from somewhere else? So people that doesn't have any idea about this imported hardware. So that is one of the major issue anybody is facing. And another thing is the embargo. So in today or tomorrow, if somebody says, so they are not going to provide any chips to India. So similarly, what is happening to China and US. So if tomorrow onwards, if they are not willing to provide any chips, so we are in a complete soup, right? So that is another reason. So we are also going for our own development activity. And another major advantage is we can save a lot of cost, because as I mentioned earlier, if we are using a chip from ARM, normally the business model of ARM, I don't know how many of you are familiar with, normally the ARM processors, how they are doing is, so Intel, if you look at the Intel processors, you can see that from the market, you can buy an Intel i5 or i7 or i9 or whatever generation. So you can buy and plug it into your laptop or the desktop computers, you can buy and plug it. But in the case of ARM processors, you are not able to buy such kind of processors directly from the market. So you can buy some Samsung chip or NXP processors or NXP system on chip where you are finding an ARM processor. Normally the ARM, their development strategy is they will develop the processor and they will share this processor to other companies like Qualcomm or Samsung or NXP, TI, etc. So they will add their components. The processor is our processor and the controller is somebody else will develop the controller, and some other people will manufacture this SoC. So that is the business model. So when ARM is focused on this particular business model, they are getting a huge royalty also, because for selling each and every chip in the market, they are getting X amount of royalty from the chip cost. So if today you are selling a processor to NXP for making a chip, in tomorrow or after 10 years also NXP is selling the same chip in the market. So the ARM is always getting that money as a royalty. So any government there doesn't want to reduce the outflow of dollars or the money outflow. So that is another reason for going for our own hardware. So if we have our own technology, so we can reduce the import as well as we can reduce the money going out to it. And then another problem is we are always depends on the external vendors. So if we want our own processors, right now the problem we are facing is whenever, because CIRAC is one of the main research and development organizations, so we are always developing electronic products. So right now, whenever we are designing new products, so what we have seen is the lot of processors already there in the market before Corona or before few years. So that is not available in the market. So otherwise, if something is available, so the lead time, so the time to get those products is also very large. So more than a year it is taking right now. So we doesn't have any control over these kind of things. So that is another reason people are developing their own hardware. And another thing is, as I mentioned, it is a long-term sustenance. So once you have your own processors in hand, so you can modify or tweak the processor as per your requirement. And tomorrow also, if you want to enhance the processor for supporting few more features, so that is also possible if you have the total control over the design. So to reduce the reduction of overall cost of production, maintenance, and upgradation of, and we also want to cut the foreign exchange outgo. So that is the reason we have started building our own processors. So the first point in our mind, so whether this kind of processors, because only the multinational companies, they are building this kind of processors. So whether we will be able to design our own processors and peripherals. So the answer is, it is not always very easy, but it is also not impossible. So we can do these things, but we have to struggle a lot. So that is a reason Government of India, they have initiated a Digital India RISC-V program. So Digital India RISC-V program is released this program with an ambition of achieving Atmanirbharta in the semiconductor domain. So Atmanirbharta in Hindi means self-sustenance. To achieve self-sustenance in the microprocessor design, so Government of India initiated a RISC-V Digital India RISC-V program. So the main objective of this program is to develop different variants of microprocessors. So it is for the future applications also. So to see the future and develop the processor as well as the systems in India. And not only research products, so we are also trying to make the industry grade silicon as part of this program. And we are also developing a lot of RISC-V talent. So as part of the program, we are training many people and many talents. We are also getting a lot of talents in this particular domain as part of this program. And so we are also planning to come out with system on chips which can be deployed in the servers, mobile phones, or the automobile application. So one of the outcome of this particular program is the Vega processor. So our mission is as part of the program, our mission is to make self-reliant India in the self-reliant in the microprocessor design. So the complete design will be indigenous, and all the final output of this particular program, the Digital India RISC-V program, is to develop a RISC-V processor. This RISC-V processor will be available in single, dual, and quad-core variants. And as part of the program, we will also develop a set of reusable IP cores. So together with this processor and the reusable IP, so we will be able to make different system on chips which can cater to different applications. And as part of the program, we have also set up a resource center, because the microprocessor design is not an easy task. So we need to set up a lot of infrastructure in terms of compute hardware, and a lot of tools and systems are required for building the processors, verification, chip design, etc. So in CDAC Trivandrum, so it's basically the southern part of India, southern tip of India. So in CDAC Trivandrum, we have set up a resource center, especially for the microprocessor and the IP core development activities. And we have also developed the complete ecosystem for this Vega processor. So this only designing processor is not sufficient. We need to provide the complete ecosystem, like the tools required for compiling the program, debugging the program, the drivers, the Linux application. So everything will be made available, and it is right now it is available for anybody to use. So we are also start sharing this our processes with the industry and academia, and they have started using this for developing different applications. So the final aim for this particular project, we will fabricate a 2 GHz quad-core SoC, and it will be deployed in different applications. And what CDAC is already done in this particular area. So CDAC has successfully developed a series of microprocessors, related IPs, and the complete ecosystem. So which can be directly now it can cater the requirements in different strategic, industrial, and commercial sectors. And all the processors we have developed, it is now known as the Vega processors. And these processors are based on the open source RISC-V instruction set architecture. So we will just briefly see what is the RISC-V instruction set architecture. It's a free instruction set architecture from the University of California, Berkeley. So as I mentioned earlier, so if we want to use this ARM processor or the x86 instruction set, we need to pay a huge amount of royalty fees to those particular companies. So this particular instruction set, RISC-V instruction set, it is free from the University of California, Berkeley. The main advantage is it is also based on the RISC principle, reduced instruction set architecture principle. So you can design a series of processors. Suppose you want to design, in the previous slide also I have shown you what all different classes of processors are available. So the processors are targeting for different IoT applications. The processors are there for the supercomputing applications. So using the RISC-V instruction set architecture, you can design the processor specifically suited for IoT applications, or if you want to design a processor for the supercomputing applications also, that is possible with the RISC-V. So that is the beauty of RISC-V instruction set architecture. It is completely free and open source. It is available. If suppose you are having a small team, so you can also try out different processor designs using this particular instruction set architecture. Nobody will come and ask you for any kind of royalty. So it is completely free and open source. Whenever this RISC-V initiative is started in 2013, so around 29 companies are part of the consortium at that time in 2030. But right now, if you look at after 10 years, so you can see that more than 3,000 companies are the part of this initiative, and more than 100 countries, they are in more than 100 countries, the RISC-V development activities are happening. So Government of India is also a member of the RISC-V consortium. It's a premier member of this RISC-V consortium. So we are also adopted this RISC-V instruction set as our national instruction set, and we are developing different institutes are working on this microprocessor development, and CDAC is one of the main agencies. So focusing completely on the RISC-V processor as well as the ecosystem and the SoC development. So we are also responsible for coming out with industry grade silicon for different applications. So RISC-V is, as I mentioned, it is provided under the open source license. So if anybody wants to design as I mentioned, low power embedded or high power supercomputers, it is definitely possible with this RISC-V instruction set. So these are the variants, Vega processor variants available right now. So the first variant is the 32-bit single core processor. So we have also different processors, 64-bit processor, 32-bit processor, single core processor, and multi-core variant also we have. The first variant is always the simple variant. It's a 32-bit single core processor. And the RISC-V, the instruction set what we are having is an extensible instruction set. As I mentioned, so we can design processors suited for IoT applications, and some processors we can design using RISC-V also targeted for high performance embedded applications. So if we are implementing all these instructions, the power, the design time, the verification time, the complexity of processor, everything will be very high. So that is the reason RISC-V, they have adopted an extensible instruction set. Suppose you want to design a small embedded application, you can design it using a basic 32-bit instruction set. And if you are looking for a high power supercomputer class of applications, you can add many more extensions like floating point units, vector extensions, SIMD extensions, DXP extensions, or bit manipulation extensions, so that whenever this processor complexity increases, the design time as well as the capability of the processor is also increase. So it depends on your application area and your capability and your requirement. So you can design different class of processors. We have started with this 32-bit variant, 32-bit processor. The first variant will support this basic arithmetic logic operations as well as hardware multiply divide by instructions. And it is implemented using a 3-stage simple processor pipeline. And we are calling it as a in-order processor pipeline execution, because many of you are familiar with this computer architecture and you know how these instructions are executed. So normally, once you have this compiled instruction code, so the instructions will, the processor will take instructions one by one and it will get executed. So that kind of methodology is called in-order processor execution. But if you look at this desktop class of computers or the supercomputer class of computers, you can see that the processor pipeline itself, it is increasing from 3 stage to maybe 30 stage or 20 stage, depends upon the processor complexity. And number of instructions executed in each and every pipeline stage is also will be large. In our small processor, we have single instruction in each and every pipeline stage. But when you are looking for our 16 stage out of our processor pipeline, so you can see that in each and every pipeline stage, we have multiple instructions, maximum 3 instructions or 4 instructions we are handling. And the number of pipeline stages is also increasing when the processor complexity increases. So our first variant is this simple variant targeted for microcontroller class of application. And the second variant, we have the 64-bit variant. It supported few more instruction sets. You can see that in the second line. In the first processor, it is showing only RV32IM. So that means it is supporting the integer class as well as the multiply divide class. So if you look at the second processor, you can see that IMA, FDC, so different alphabets are there. So each represent one class of instruction set. So integer means it is supporting the normal arithmetic logical operation. M means it supports multiply divide. A means it supports atomic memory operation. F means it supports single precision floating point operation. D means it supports dual precision floating point. C means it supports compressed instruction set. That means it supports 16-bit instruction. And this second variant of processor, people can use this processor for running Linux operating system. So similar to if you have already familiar with Raspberry Pi or those kind of platform, development platforms. Suppose you want to build such kind of applications, you can use our second variant. It will support Ubuntu, Debian OS, Linux OS, and different real-time operating system also supported by the second variant. And the third variant, we have the high performance class. So you can see that the number of pipeline stages also increased from 6 stage to 16 stage. And that the last 3 variants, it supported out of order execution strategy. So it's a particular kind of technique where in the normal processes, you have the instruction, processor will execute those instructions in a particular sequence. But in the case of out of order processors, in order to achieve higher performance, this processor will, the hardware itself will decide which instruction need to be executed. You have the 100 instructions in your program memory. So those instructions will be executed in a different sequence that it is stored in the program memory. So those kind of processors are out of order processors. It is mainly using in our high performance mobile phones, tablet computers, laptops, desktop computers, and so all these supercomputer class of applications. People are designing processors using this out of order execution strategy so that you will get multiple times performance improvement than the our normal conventional in-order processors. So the third variant is the single core, and the fourth variant is the dual core processor, and the fifth variant is the quad core processor. So we have proven all these processors on FPGA, and some of them we are fabricated the chip also. So if interested people, they can buy this chip or the development platform, and they can use it for different applications. And this is the first chip we have fabricated. It is we are calling it as Tejas 32. Since it is using a 32-bit processor, the name Tejas 32 is given. So it is using our this processor. This chip is based on our 32-bit single core processor, and lot of other controllers are there like SPI controllers, then I2C, PWM, GPIO, interrupt controllers, UART, timer, and internal memory is also available. So these are the features. So we have the multiple serial interfaces. We have this SPI interface, PWM, then timers, I2C, GPIOs also we have large numbers. So the core voltage is 1.2 and it can operate at the standard voltage range of 3.3 volts. So this processor can run up to a frequency of 125 megahertz. And people are started using it for different applications. So in CDAC also we have proven smart meter applications using this particular chip, and many people also started using it for different control and remote sensor applications also. So this is our India's first microcontroller chip. Initially we have fabricated few numbers. Now we have the production chip is also in our hand. So if people are interested to buy this particular development platform, or if you are interested to explore this platform, so you are always welcome. So we are always ready to support you. And the next variant, the first one is the Tejas 632 and the second one is Tejas 64. It is also we have given for fabrication, and now it is under fabrication in one of the Indian foundries. So we have one foundry in SCL, Chandigarh. So it is under fabrication in SCL Chandigarh, and currently we are working on a through 64 design. So this through 64 design is a big design. So we are using our Vega dual core processor. So dual core processor, when we have multiple cores, we have a lot of other complexity also will come into picture. So in order to manage 2 cores, we need some interconnect mechanism, and multiple levels of caches is also required. And this dual core we are targeting to operate at a frequency of 1 gigahertz with lot of other interfaces like Ethernet controllers, USB controllers, then a display controller, and all the low speed peripherals like SPI, I2C, then UART, GPIO, PWM, etc. So once now we are this design is under the final stage of verification. So within a couple of months time, so we will send it for fabrication. So at this year, hopefully in 2022 Q4, so we are expecting the chips in our hand. So once we have the chip, we will also planning to come out with a different development platform, because people are right now using this Raspberry Pi platforms widely for developing different applications. So we are also planning to come out with similar kind of platforms so that people can easily migrate from this Raspberry Pi platform to our completely indigenous platform. And going forward, so we will be working on this Bench 64 and Bench 64 Plus, so which are based on our quad-core processor. And most probably the design tape-out will happen in the next year only. So we have development platforms are also available because as I mentioned earlier, so our this particular project, we are not only targeting sample chips, but we are also planning to come out with a real product which somebody can be used in their project activity. So we have developed a few development platforms based on this processor. You can see that the main controller is the 32-bit controller, and onboard flash we have 2 MB, multiple UART interfaces, GPA interfaces, and in this particular board we are using a frequency of 100 MHz. So this board, the hobbyists or the people who are interested to use this kind of platform, so they can directly use this platform using this Arduino IDE itself. So maybe most of the people are right now, they are familiar with Arduino IDE for a lot of application development. So our development platform also supported by this Arduino IDE. So you can install one particular package for the Arduino IDE. So it will display all our development platforms. So we have multiple platforms. It will show you all the platforms as well as all the examples specifically targeting this particular development platform is also available. Otherwise, whatever programs are normally available for this Arduino, so the same program also you can compile and use it for this particular board also. So people can easily migrate from this Arduino to this particular platform. And for the professional development activities, they can also use this kind of platform, because if you look at the feature-wise, you can see that the Vega processors, the capability-wise, our benchmark is also published in the standard benchmark sites like CoreMark. So you can see that the performance numbers are also, it is good or more than compared to our processors. So if you look at the our processors are also in the similar class, you can see that our processor benchmarking numbers are also, we are also having the similar numbers. So performance wise also our processor is better. So people also who are using this STM32 chips with our processors also, they can easily migrate to our completely indigenous platform. So in our next platform, we have this micro development platform. So the size wise, this is very small. You only the 5 centimeter length and 3 centimeter width. It's a very small compute platform. So people, if they want to build some applications quickly using this Vega processors, so they can always buy this platform and they can develop a quick product using this platform. So our IDE or the Eclipse-based IDE or our normal IDE, so that will support this platform also. So the next platform is we have this specifically for IoT applications, because right now people are using this kind of platforms widely for developing different applications in the IoT domain, right? So we have also come up with a development platform specifically targeting this IoT application. So if you want to use this platform, you can buy this platform, and all the sensors required for basic IoT applications like a Wi-Fi module or the Bluetooth connectivity or the buzzer or pressure sensor, temperature sensor, accelerometer, gyroscope, then light sensors, gesture sensors, and proximity sensors. So all these sensors are already integrated on this particular platform. So you no need to buy. This platform is also right now in Indian rupees. It's for around 4,000 rupees. So it is available. So no need to buy any. If you buy this kind of platform, no need to buy any other extra sensors or interfacing modules. So directly programming this board itself, you can develop a lot of applications in this particular domain. So Vega processors, we are targeting for different applications. We are some of the processors it is targeting for high performance embedded applications. Specifically, our last 3 variants, the out of order processors, specifically it is having a lot of high performance features. So it is targeting for high performance embedded applications. And next, it is in the IoE application and smart metering application. We are also planning to come out with different reference boards and then POS kind of applications or low power embedded applications also. So different processors, they say it won't be suited for the same processor. It may not be suited for all these kind of applications. But what we are expecting is we are also planning to come out with different variants of processors targeting different application domains. So in the next processors, we will have a lot of security features and then lot of other AI or machine learning capabilities also will be built in this particular class of SoCs. So people will be in working in the different domains. So they can straight away using our processes for developing different applications. So whenever we are building this processor, so whether how will you ensure that these kind of processors are working, or how will you verify this processor? Because the other than the commercial normal commercial product, suppose if you look at a washing machine or a particular kind of equipment. So always its functionality is to perform certain tasks. So it is a repeated task. But if you have a microprocessor kind of product, the problem is if you are giving it to 1,000 people or 1 lakh people, so the program run by all these people will be different. The instruction sequence coming from each and every person will be entirely different from the others. So the effort required for verifying all these sequences. So we don't know whether if after X instructions, if Y instructions are coming, processor, how the processor will perform. So whether it will perform correctly, or is there any issues in the instruction sequence of execution. So those kind of things are very challenging. So right now, TDAC is having, since our project is started in early 2018. Right now, we are completing almost 5 to 6 years. So during this term, so we have developed a lot of ecosystem in terms of verifying the processor, designing the processor, and developing the system on chips, developing the different application development boards. So for all these different areas, so we have done a lot of work, and we have a lot of framework is also available right now. So in the case of processor verification, always it is only the way is continuously testing the processor, and you can make sure that the processor is working perfectly. So as I mentioned, we have a lot of framework already developed. So once our process is passing through this all the framework, because we have the random testing, so we have some tools for generating the instruction sequences. So we have test suite available from the RISC-V Foundation. So we will verify our processes with different operating systems, different benchmarking programs. So once you have all these things done, so you can say that your processor is verified Pakka, and your performance is also it is comparable with the whatever available in the market. So in the embedded software development part also, we have done a lot of work in this particular domain. So we have made example programs, because whenever people are started using this new processor, so they need a lot of information as well as a lot of example programs. So we have made a pool of example programs, so people can straight away start using our processor for different interface with the different interfacing modules. So if you look at most of the embedded modules, so the program will be there. And the tool chain is also everything we have made available for this particular class of processors, because these are the normal tools available from the RISC-V Foundation, but we have made it configured specifically for this Vega processor. So once you downloaded this processor, and after running few scripts, so the tools, everything will be configured for this particular processor, then straight away you can start using it for compiling or debugging different applications. And always for developing different applications, you need a lot of documentations also. So without documentation, people won't be able to do anything. So we are also doing a lot of work in the documentation side. So we are also made available different blogs and different documents for explaining this processor, this design flow, as well as how to install the tools, how to set up the tools, how to develop applications. So everything it is available for free, so people can start using it. And we are also putting a lot of effort in developing different application videos. So if you look at our YouTube channel, you can see that a lot of videos are coming up. So right now we are in the process of selling our development boards as well as our indigenous controllers. So in going forward in a couple of months, more videos and the tutorials and the documentation will be made available for the users of this particular problem. And we have also ported different operating, different bootloaders, etc. for this particular processors. And we have, so this, our example programs are targeted for different IoT applications, for face recognition applications, fingerprint, hearing aid, drones, robot, etc. So we are trying to, we have ported some of the applications, and we are also developing some applications like drones, etc. So that we can also share our reference designs to the community, so they can also take it up for further, they can do further development in this particular domain. So this processors will have this 100 MHz processor. It is very suited for drone kind of applications. So they can develop some robotic applications also using this processor. And this processor also supports the whatever available. So right now I am talking about whatever chips are available for the usage. So the chips, it will support free RTOS operating system also. So it is, everything is made available in the GitLab, so people can directly start using it for different applications. So our processors, we are ported with different operating systems like Linux, Debian, Fedora, Artem, FreeRTOS, Zephyr OS. So people in working in different areas, so they will find usage of this processor in different domains. So we have also developed a few drivers, etc. And we have made available this Yocto-based development platform and Buildroot-based platform, OpenCV-based applications also. This everything we have made available in the GitLab link. So if you can visit gitlab.com/cdacvega, so you can see that a lot of things are present there. Only thing is you need to request for an access. So we will immediately provide you the access. So then maybe you can use all these applications in your project. So Eclipse-based ID is also there because if somebody wants many in the industrial applications, so the professional development activities also, people are widely using this Eclipse-based ID. So that is the reason also we have customized and made available this ID also for different applications. So as I mentioned earlier, so our processor performance is also at par with whatever available in the sale market. So the tri-stone numbers or the core mark or the F-bench or whatever performance benchmark you run, so you can see that the better or comparable results in the data processor. So we are also offering a lot of opportunities for students. So we will also, because since your institute is outside, so we will also need to think about how we can collaborate and help the students in this particular area. Because since CDAC is working in our design group itself, in our particular hardware design group, we have doing a lot of activities, especially in the microprocessor domain, processor verification. So if you look at the RTL design, verification, system on chip, verification, etc., and the FPGA design also. And in the next, if you consider the other area like embedded system development, so we have embedded system development activity, high-speed PCB design, AEML programming, firmware development, operating system porting, etc. So we are working in a different, we have teams working in different domains. So people are interested to collaborate with us. Normally, we will do some MOUs with in the institute then maybe interested students, so we can also give them some assignments with institute, one of the supervisor in the institute itself, so that we can also people also will get a hands-on experience on Vega processes, and they are also interested. People also can contribute this indigenous development activities also. So these are the some useful links you can look at. You can save this details. So our website is vegaprocessors.in, and our YouTube channel is vegaprocessors.com. It's youtube.com/vegaprocessors. We have a discussion forum, user manual, GitHub repository, blog, as well as you can follow us in the LinkedIn also for the quick updates. So that is from my side. So thank you once again, Dr. Seema and all the members behind the scenes. So for providing me a wonderful opportunity for introducing our Vega processors and the details to the international audience. And going forward also, because since today we have covered, I have not gone into the complete technical details about these processors, because the architecture details and all, I have not gone through much details because I don't know the audience what they are expecting. So if somebody is there really interested in this computer architecture, so we can have also further sessions on focusing deeply on this micro architecture level or deep architecture details. So we can have further discussions also. So we are going forward also, we are expecting your support. Maybe we can also work together to contribute more on this indigenous activity. So thank you once again, and all the listeners, thank you for your question listening also. If you have any queries, so we can discuss that also. Thank you.
Thank you, Libin sir, for your session. Yes, sir, so there are some queries. Sir, first query is there from Venkata. In what way RISC-V is better than ARM and Intel? This is the first query.
Okay. So the main advantage is I am not saying Intel is bad or ARM is bad, or I am not directly comparing this because as I mentioned earlier, so suppose if people, they want to develop their own processors. So specifically, as I mentioned earlier, because of many reasons, because of the security reasons, or because of the other embargo reasons, people may be interested in developing their own processors, right? So if suppose ARM is the best processor available in the market right now, so they have a 40-year experience in designing processors. So, but the problem is, suppose the CDAC, we want to design our own system on chip using this ARM processors, because we have initially, whenever we are starting our project, we have approached this ARM and other people also for discussing about the opportunity, how we can use this kind of instruction set architecture in our own design. But the major issue what we have seen is, so they are asking for a lot of money. Suppose you want to design a processor using ARM instruction set, so you are ready to design your own processors. In our case, we have the capability. In earlier also, we have designed processors using our custom instruction set. So we have a team here. So we have the capability. We need only the instruction set from ARM. We doesn't require any other support. But when we approach them, so they are asking huge amount of money that you can imagine. So they are asking for tens of crores of rupees for simply using this ARM instruction set itself. So that is the huge amount of money you need to pay. So after taking that license also, so once you have the instruction license from ARM, then further, if you are developing any SoCs, as I mentioned earlier, suppose once I buy from ARM the processor, I have made a chip like Tejas 32. So each Tejas 32 chip I am selling in the market, I need to pay 1 or 2 rupees royalty to ARM. So that is not acceptable for a government initiative. So that is the reason people are right now they have started designing their own processors, because they are designing different processors for IoT market, then they are designing processor for smartphones, etc. But I may require a processor for a specific control application. So in that applications also, I am not allowed to use this ARM instruction set or the Intel instruction set. So that is the reason people have started using a RISC-V instruction set. And now, as I mentioned earlier, more than 3,000 companies or more than that, many of them in Trivandrum itself, many companies I know who have started working on this RISC-V instruction set architecture. So if you consider India or some other country or many countries, so now many people have started using this instruction set architecture for developing their own processor. Okay. So that is the reason. Only the royalty part as well as the initial amount you need to pay, the licensing fee. That is the main reason for people are not going for designing their own processor.
Right, sir. That's indigenous is also about being self-reliant or Atmanirbhar, that we would say.
Correct. So suppose tomorrow we want to tune the processor to achieve some more frequency, or we need to have a different processor for the supercomputing applications, because our aim is also not to stop at this point, because we want to develop, because in CDAC, as you know, the main capability is designing the supercomputers. So right now we have started designing our own, so in supercomputing mission, we are doing it in a stage wise. In the first stage, we are buying systems from outside and we are assembling the system and making the supercomputer. Now we are in the second stage. So buying some other processor core, and we have started developing our own chip targeting for the supercomputer applications. So which will in 2 to 4 years time, our own chip will come, but that may be integrating some other processor from outside, ARM or some other processor. And in the next stage, we want our complete design, indigenous design. So our own processor, our own development board, and the complete software ecosystem, everything need to be indigenized in the coming future. So that is the agenda.
We really wish you best of luck, and we are really assured that you will be reaching that milestone.
Yeah.
There are two questions, sir.
Yeah, please.
Like there's one question by Dr. Srinivas Dayanidhi. Sir, in out of order processor, the fetch, decode, and execute cycle is parallel. Then how these processors handle or execute interconnected instructions?
Yes, so that is whenever you are looking at the code, so interconnected instructions will be always executed in a particular sequence only, because you can't execute them in an out of order fashion. Suppose instruction 2 is dependent on 1 and 3 is dependent on 2. So if all the instructions are dependent with the previous instructions, then in order and out of order, you will not get any difference. Okay, but whenever we are looking at the actual code, it is not the scenario, because few instructions will be dependent. And in the case of out of order processors, we are looking at a large instruction window. Suppose in the total program memory, we will take 100 instructions or 120 instructions. And in that 120 instructions, we will look at what all instructions are independent. So normally every instruction, it is not dependent. And we can see lot of parallelism. We can extract lot of parallelism in the large instruction window also. And we are doing that also. And we can see in our processor also, we have the in order as well as the out of order variant, right? So if you run the same applications in both the processors, you can see that the out of order processor will be completing the task in much more time earlier than the in order processor.
Sir, now there's one more question that we have. How can the microcontroller parameters decided that we have to use it?
Because that depends upon the, maybe in our case, we have done a general purpose microcontroller right now. So whenever people are looking at the general purpose microcontrollers, we need some SPI kind of interface, I2C or GPIO or PWM or timers. So those are the normal features available in most of the microcontrollers. So in the first variant, we have adopted those features. But if you are looking for a particular applications like automobile applications and all, you may require some CAN interface, or if it is a secure domain, you need some encryption, decryption engines, etc. So it depends upon the which domain you are targeting. So based on that, we will pick the microcontroller features. But right now, whatever microcontrollers we are designing, initially it is general purpose microcontroller. So it is AS2 is a general purpose controller which can be used in different applications. But after once we have this chip, many people from the private industry as well as from the government institute, so they are approaching us to design specific processor for a space application or for a nuclear application or for some other secure applications or IoT applications. So now we are collaborating with all the other people to develop some chips for a specific application.
Sir, thank you. We have one participant, Felcia Bell. She is from computer department. Like her domain is that one. So her question is about integrated development environment. And the question as given is, there are many processors like Arduino, Node MCU. So which processor is more suitable for processing medical data using IoT wearable sensors, if it relates to?
Okay, because I don't know the answer for that also. I don't know the answer for that. Because in the medical domain also, I don't know what kind of information you are going to process and how much memory or how much speed, or is it you are planning to process something in real time, or depends upon the main many other things only you can find a suitable processor supporting those kind of applications. So we will whenever you have some particular requirements, if you want to process data in real time, so you can choose some processor having some real-time features, because ARM is also having some real-time variant which can support real-time operating system also. So you can also look at some variant, and depends on your processing memory. You need 512 KB or 1 MB, or depends upon many other parameters. So you can choose a processor for your application. So whenever you are analyzing your requirements in deep, so you will be able to, I think, conclude or converge to a particular processor you require for your application.
Right, sir. We hope that this answer satisfied the query as well. So participants, if there are any questions, kindly be free to share it. As we are getting compliments, sir. I mean, people are learning a lot about microprocessors, and we are fortunate that our two sessions today have been quite engaging as the previous days as well. We wish to inform everyone the attendance link is open for the next 3 more minutes, so you can mark your feedback and attendance for the session. And if there are any more questions, we are just waiting for it. Yeah, thank you.
And we have started giving these boards also, because if some students, students are, because our boards, as I mentioned earlier, we have, if you go to the Vega processor website, all the development platforms are listed there. So one variant, Aries V3, it is now less than 1,000 rupees, 999 rupees in Indian rupees, and it is looking similar to Arduino, and you can program this board using this Arduino IDE in the same way. You have the Arduino board, you can just replace the Arduino board with the Aries board, and you select the Aries board as your target platform. So whatever programs running on the Arduino platform, you can port into this Vega processor also. So if anybody is interested to explore this Vega in their application, their own projects or the research and development activities also, we are very happy to support you. So we are always providing support whoever using our board through our emails or phone calls, or also we are providing them the continuous support. And in India, we have started giving 2-day workshops, hands-on workshops using this Vega processors. Maybe if interested students are there, we can also try to think about some online kind of stuff, if possible, to people will get a hands-on experience. So in CDAC also, we are planning to associate with one of the institute in Kerala. So they have the remote lab facility so that people can access this board remotely, so that 200 or 250 people can parallelly work on this platform. So the main advantage is people anywhere in the world, they will get an access to this kind of advanced board. And this RISC-V also, if you look at the development platform, you are not able to find any RISC-V development platforms under 1,000 rupees. So if you look at any platform available outside, always it is very costly. And RISC-V is also one of the emerging architectures, so that people will get a hands-on experience using our board at a very cheap per cost also.
Yes, sir. Thank you. There's one question by Jyoti Patil ji. Like, is there any fund available for research in this area? Like, any researcher can join in?
Yeah, because we are actually getting funding from the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology for this particular activity, but we are not in that scope. Also, we are not supposed to give fund to others, but we can also explore if something is there. But otherwise, if you are interested to work in this particular area, we can have an institute-wise collaboration, so that we can, if some expertise is there, so they will get we can also use their experience as well. They will get a good exposure also. So it's a win-win situation for both of us. So we can explore that if possible.
Yes, sir. Thank you. So we just looking at the questions. If there are any, we have answered all the questions, everyone, that were posted, or the queries. So we are thankful for your time. And we are glad that you could bring us a very extensive, very comprehensive knowledge about and exposure to something which is being developed in India and which is coming to the world, we hope, very soon as well.
Yeah. Thank you, Praveen, and thank you, Dr. Seema, and thank you all once again. And
Yes, sir. After FDP, we will do a call.
yeah, sure.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Okay,
We
thank
can
you,
close
sir.
the session. Everyone, tomorrow we'll be meeting with 2 more experts. One expert will be joining us from the domain, which will be NLP and medical sciences. And then we will also be having a session on human intelligence versus artificial intelligence. So stay with us. Tomorrow we shall start at 2, and we'll be having 2 sessions. And that will also be the conclusion of this 1 week FDP. We request you all to be there with us tomorrow again. Thank you very much for joining today. Thank you.